Resurrect for Dima.
Oh, you've done me!
Haha! So.
Me!
Alpha! They need to flee.
Hello everybody, welcome. I'm SimmingInOz and I'm so proud to announce that today we're going to be doing our Star Wars save file tour video. So this is going to be a little bit of a long one, so if you want to settle in, grab some snacks, put this on in the background while you're doing your art projects and your writing and your everything, go forth and you can listen to me ramble in the background about Star Wars. So today we're going to be doing a full tour video of my save file, and it's going to be consolidated just to Oasis Springs today. And I'm going to be giving you a little bit of a background look behind the scenes into what went into the Star Wars world. So obviously you've got all of the builds here. I'm going to be going into all of the characters. Now first, before we jump into that, I want to give you a little bit of housekeeping before we go on with that. So essentially my save file is one singular save file which you can download for free on my website, link in the description. And essentially it is a collection of fandoms all squeezed into one Sims 4 save file. So when I say the Star Wars save file, I mean the Star Wars world. You've also got things like SpongeBob in Magnolia Promenade, which is over here, hello. And then if you also want to play Harry Potter, this is over in Windenburg, hello, over here, hi. So essentially it's a whole bunch of fandoms into one save file, and you can just go and enjoy them as you please. So it's really up to you what one you want to play at any given moment. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be focusing on Oasis Springs. Now, bit of housekeeping. We have our My Households. When you open up the fandom for the save file for the first time, you're going to be greeted with the My Households. I try to include one household from every single fandom that you can play, and then I chuck every other household within the other households. So for example, if you wanted to start out playing the Harry Potter save file, you could start out playing the Dursleys, which is a good place to start as always. If you wanted to play Star Wars, you've got Rey. I'm also thinking of adding Luke Skywalker into this mix, so you can choose either or, but Rey's always a good starting place. You've obviously got SpongeBob, you've got Toy Story, you've got Labyrinth, you've got Barbie, you've got Shrek, you've got my Sim self over there, which is something I just play with. And then, of course, I threw in a random Leon Kennedy because I was playing, well, no, I was not playing, I was reading a lot of Resident Evil fan fiction. Don't hate me, I am the way I am, and I was bored one Saturday night. Anywho, going into our Oasis Springs tour, we're going to jump in and start looking at our world. Now, it is separated into a few sections, so I'll take you through our world view first off, and then we're going to jump into a neighborhood. So first off, the Shining Glory is our Death Star build, so which is really central. I like to think that this is the, the central place, and it does actually float. We'll go into that. But surrounding that, you've got a few things. So up in this top right corner, all here, this is all Tatooine, this is all Mos Eisley. And then over here in the top left, you've got the Resistance. So this is snow, this is woodlands, this is those little teddy bear creatures. Cannot think of the name, don't hate me. I've seen all the Star Wars movies, etc. And then over here, we've got the baddies base. So this is basically First Order / Empire. So this is all that. Over here, we've got just one little lot dedicated to Yoda on Dagobah. So that's over there. And then over here in the top and the bottom right, you've got Coruscant. So you've got the Jedi Temple, you've got the Senate, etc., etc. So I tried to fit in as much as I possibly could, which is a little bit of a struggle because this is basically a fandom that takes place in space. And I had to bring it all down to the ground. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump in and start where we started in a long time ago in a galaxy far away. We're going to be starting with Luke Skywalker on Tatooine. Alrighty, welcome everybody. Welcome to what I like to call Mos Eisley. Now, a few things. We're going to be really being very flexible with canon in terms of this save file, so just bear with me. If anything doesn't sound right, I know, but we're just going to move on with it anyway. So welcome to Mos Eisley. This is basically I like to think of this as an Outer Worlds kind of area on Tatooine, where it's not the main hub of Tatooine, where you've got like the city of Tatooine or whatever it's called, where a kid Anakin and his mum live, or any of the pod racing or like Jabba's palace or anything. This is very much the outskirts, sort of like the country, and I wanted it to be in Oasis Springs, in this desert area, because obviously it's the whole reason I chose Oasis Springs. It's the desert. It was basically a lot of lots in a lot of flat surfaces, and I could just basically transform it into Star Wars, and transform it I did. I love this neighborhood specifically because this was the first neighborhood I ever worked on, and this sort of really gave me the confidence to work with the tool mod, really do some in-depth world building that I want to be very specific to my save files. And as you can see, I went ham with it. It's so beautiful. Like I even did like the little outbuildings over here. I'm trying to cover up as much of the domestic Oasis Springs as I possibly could. And like, look, okay, so a couple things to give you some background. I tried to do all of the outbuildings. There's a bit over here. Like if you look at this area over here, it's basically nothing. But if I actually go over to it, in another life, this was a whole strip of road with like some with some retail lots just fanning it, and you can see the road that comes in here, and I've just basically covered it up just because I'm like, no, it's in the background, I just need to cover it up because it was taking away from the aesthetic of my Star Wars build. Now, a few things. In a few areas, like in every single neighborhood within this save file, you will see that I've actually put what I like to refer to as the Death Star in the distance. So no matter where you are, if you look up at the night sky, you can see that there is a Death Star in the distance, and I love that, and it's always actually strategically in the right area. So this is the middle of the map in terms of Oasis Springs and the location wise, so I really loved that. And I also obviously put in a lot of effort into doing like ships and everything in and obviously in terms of the roads, I put like speeders down and little porty stations and everything for them to drive under, and it's just amazing, and I love it, I love it, I love it. So a lot of effort was put into making the world feel absolutely alive. Now what we're going to do is we're going to start off, I'll give you a basic tour of what the neighborhood involves, and then we're just going to go in one by one. So over here we've got a little bit of a junkyard for Rey. So it's essentially a smattering of junk and everything. So it's the plane, it's an old ship bay and everything, and if you go in, it's got some dumpsters. So obviously Rey from Jakku is a dumpster diver. She goes and she scavenges on local ships, and I wanted to emulate that. So Rey, who lives actually just over there, she can wander down from her little AT-AT and actually come over here, walk through, and come and scavenge some things that she can turn into recycling things that she can sell. It's all very in-depth. I put a lot of effort into it. And essentially that's that. And then so if we actually zoom out a little bit, that's Rey in her AT-AT. Very happy with that build. Over here, you've got Luke and his living with his aunt and uncle, and we're going to be going into that interior in a moment. But if we zoom out a little bit, you've got this building here, which is Watto's Junk Shop. So that is so magical. I love it so much. Next door to that, we've got Obi-Wan's place of residence. So if you ever want to come and meet Obi-Wan, he lives just here. And then lastly, we've got a little bit of a ship bay that I like to think is the home of Han Solo and Chewbacca. So that's not really their home. Their home is the Millennium Falcon, which is just there. But obviously I needed a place to put that ship, so that's that right there. So that's what makes up this whole little neighborhood. It's very much filled with main characters, and I love it so much. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump into going and saying hello to the residents of Luke's little Tatooine home. Let's start out with Mr. Luke Skywalker himself. Isn't he sweet? So this is he. Isn't he lovely? I love this man's little 80s haircut. It's so thickened to the side. It's a little Justin Bieber with his little eyebrows. And I wanted to give him his little Tatooine outfit. So that's that. And isn't he just absolutely gorgeous? So in terms of Luke, I believe he's characteristically main character energy. He's good. Go figure. And then he's also gregarious and adventurous. God, why did I give him gregarious? I can't think now. I suppose he's persuasive, I suppose. I mean, he's got to turn his dad, Darth Vader, back to the light side. So man wants to have some charisma. And then I don't believe he has a lightsaber yet, but I did give him a little binoculars, which I thought was so sweet. And then I also gave him a sim ray. Now, sim rays in this save file are stand-ins for blasters. It's the closest I could get to giving any of my Star Wars characters a gun or a blaster. So it is the sim ray. So it'll freeze them, and hopefully some stormtroopers will have some luck with actually hitting their targets this time. Holy shoot. Not right now. No, I'm Baru. Not right now. Yeah, but sometimes you just seem to know your childhood. No, I do not discuss Luke's childhood. I don't want to talk about it. Let's not talk about Luke's childhood, okay? That's the subject you don't want to brace. Okay. Now, first off, we're going to start off with Mr. Uncle Owen Lars. He is called Uncle Owen Lars, by the way. You know what? I'm trying my best. So he's out here with his little hat and everything. I don't even actually think this is his proper outfit. Hang on. Yeah, no, so it's just because it's summer. Oh my God, Qui-Gon, get out of here. So it's only because it's summer that he's wearing the hat, but this is typically what he looks like anyway. And I think he's actually he's paranoid, he's a maker, he's good, but he's also a collector. So I wanted to really lean into his farmer aspect. So that's him. And he's also got, I believe, a little bit of a family tree. Oh my God, does this man have a family tree? Let's not get into it right now, but if you notice there's a lot to this family tree, don't mind it. I will get into it with you in a little bit. But essentially his wife is Aunt Beru Lars, and his dad is, oh God, Kaleg Lars, who married Shmi Lars, who had sons, and the sons are a whole thing. We'll get into it later. But this is Uncle Owen, and this is Aunt Beru. Where is she? Oh my God, here she is. There she is. Isn't she gorgeous? I wanted to make them really 80s, so I gave them like terrible haircuts and everything. And in terms of Aunt Beru, she as well is good, a collector to harken back to their farming aspect. She's loyal, she's family oriented, which is a real shame because I think she's like infertile or she has trouble in that area or something. Not sure. But love them, love their little home, and what a home it is. Like, check this out. So this is also going to be so unprofessional, by the way. I'm not going to be doing professional editing for this. I'm just going to go here, and everywhere. This is their home. If you're thinking, how did I make this work? It's an illusion, actually. So as you can see, the quintessential Tatooine home is basically these dome things, and I've decorated it to be as such. And obviously you've got Luke's speeder that's hooked up to a droid and everything, and it's really, really fun. And if you'll note, you've got the thing that walks downstairs. You can actually go underground because obviously the planet's very hot. But it's actually a fake. You cannot go in that. Are you kidding? It's also a circle, and The Sims 4 doesn't do circles. And then we actually go into the build itself. So in some instances I will go first person, but if it's just, you know, a basic build, I'll just leave it. But essentially this is, you come down the stairs, you've got the main area, it is multi-level and it's all just a lot of equipment and everything. It is a farm, it is a workspace, but if you come down this area, you have a little dining area. And then moving into this area here, this is where R2-D2 is. So you will see R2-D2 a few times in this tour, but this is where Luke has a little bit of a chat with R2-D2. He plays the message from Leia, "Help me everyone, Kenobi, you're my only hope," and all that kind of thing. And it's really fun. Obviously C-3PO isn't here. C-3PO is elsewhere in the save file, but we'll come to C-3PO. Oh my god, you have no idea what's waiting for you with C-3PO. Nightmare fuel. Okay. Essentially moving on with the tour. So we have that little storage area room, and then if you go downstairs some more, you come to their main living area. And I love it so much. I tried to really inject Star Wars into every single living area. So you've got droids, you've got holograms, you've got random crap in the background that I don't know what it does, but it's very, oh, Uncle Owen, no! Are you dying, or are you going to die, or are you maybe dying? Think. Okay, let's bring you inside. One sec. Oh, God. God, you can't leave Sims alone for a whole moment, even just to save their lives. They do not like it. Go here. Get out of the sun, honest to God. Luke, you better come inside as well. I'm not losing our main character. Hang on, give me a sec. Luke, get in here. Go here. Okay. Moving on with our little tour, we have the main area. So this will look really familiar. It's like, you know, Luke will stand here and he'll look down, and Aunt Beru will make sure Uncle Owen's buying the correct droids, etc., etc. So it's very esque of the movie, and I'm really, really proud of it and how this actually came about. And if you go down here, it's actually surrounded by buildings because we don't really know what the interior looks like. We've only got sneak peeks. So in this area over here, we have a door. It leads to Luke's little bedroom. Let's see if we can get a good angle at it. It's sad because, like, he's just a little teenage boy with big dreams. So he wants to join. Actually, I think canonically he wanted to join the Empire at first, and then he, you know, joined the Rebel Alliance, etc., etc. But, you know, that's Luke's room. And then over here, it's like, it's a lot of water tanks and everything because they're moisture farmers. I wanted to give them a lot of water tanks, so that's that. And then over here we have Aunt Beru and Uncle Owen's bedroom. I gave them a special interest in pottery, which I thought was really fun. But again, not much plant life and just sort of trying to make it work and all that. They're not rich by any means, really. And this is just our basic Star Wars bathroom. And then we have our kitchen and dining room. So quintessential Star Wars kitchen, by the way. Don't know what Lucas was thinking, but white on white, very futuristic. And then it's all just, you know, some fizz making machines, moisture farming, and then the dining room area. And essentially that's it for our Luke Skywalker first build. And it's so fun and I love it so much. And look, I wish there was more desert because, like, they essentially have to, like, it's meant to take place like in a desert, but obviously I'm a maximalist and I filled it with stuff, so this is as much desert as you're going to get in terms of this build. So it's got some plains, but that's all right. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to move over and go and visit our resident junker, Ray from Jakku, next. Moving on, we are going to be, oh my god, no, I'm in the wrong place. Alrighty, now we're in the right place. Okay, so moving on, we are going to be visiting with Ray now. Hello, so she lives in an abandoned AT-AT. This is my first foray into using the tool mod, by the way, and I'm super, super proud of it. And it's just a little hunkered down little lot and everything. Obviously, still lots of desert land. She's got her junk pile well over in the distance, and it's just a whole little bit of home. I think she's honestly pretty perfect in terms of playing someone from the Star Wars era because she's new and everything. Perfect main character energy. And then moving over, we've got Ray herself. This is not the Ray you get with the Journey to Batuu pack. I have remade her. She's adventurous, loyal, and a prepared voyager. She's ready to get out there and explore the world. Look at her little freckles! Oh my god, she's so beautiful. Anywho, they made it super easy for me to make her, by the way. Essentially, in terms of her inventory, she's just got, you know, some basic stuff, but she can go and explore poor. She's got basically no money, and it's a really nice little build. In terms of the build, it's so cute and cramped. Look at this. So she's got like, hang on, I'm gonna need to get in here. She's got like a little bitty kitchen. This is a bathroom, by the way, if you can see that like right in the corner there. That's a little bathroom that I've snuck in there. And then in terms of the rest of it, it's her kitchen, and it's all sort of little itty bitty. And then she's got like, you know, her little dining room and a lounge room. She's got droids, and then she's obviously got her little bedroom area. Note the scratches on the wall. That's her carving into how many days it's been since her parents abandoned her here, and why won't they come back to her, and that kind of thing. It's all very sad. Anywho, this is Ray's AT-AT, and I love it so much, and I think it's just a fun little build. But Ray is really fun, and I'm a big Raylo person, by the way. You're going to get into that a bit later when we meet Kylo Ren. Anywho, let's jump in and actually meet some other characters from the neighborhood. Let's go and meet Obi-Wan Kenobi next. Alrighty, welcome to Obi-Wan's home. It's set in like this little city area of Mos Eisley, right across the road from the Millennium Falcon. And it's sort of, I don't know why I gave him a pod racer right out front. I don't know, maybe he's getting hobbies in his old age or something, but this is essentially where he is. And then we've got Mr. Obi-Wan Kenobi himself. We're gonna have to go first person to get in there. Holy crap. He just lives in this super sleek little modern, I like to think this is his retirement condo. So here he is. Oh, and he's got little R2 with him, but it's a super sleek, very Star Wars little condo, and it's absolutely gorgeous. He's got a little kitchen, he's got a little bedroom, and behind his bathroom is very hidden away in like these little nook areas. It's all open floor plan. He's becoming a bit of a hippie in his old age, but I suppose it's a good time to really touch on the timeline of the actual save file. Now, you're probably wondering, when does this all take place? Well, I've sort of just combined the sequels, the prequels, and the originals all into one save file. So this Obi-Wan Kenobi is meant to be old Ben Kenobi, and obviously he is not old, I will tell you that. He is a handsome, tall drink of water, and he's, you know, in his younger stage, and I very much based him off of Ewan McGregor, but also a little bit more towards his animated Clone Wars kind of persona with the ginger hair and everything and the full beard and all that kind of stuff. So that's him. And in terms of his personality, let's have a look. So he's good. Well, obviously he's good. He's skeptical, but he's also an idealist and a quick learner, and you know, he's just a kind of great little guy. And obviously he's got no family whatsoever. But what is he? He's a Master Jedi. So I went through and I actually named anyone who has a very specific job. So he's a Master Jedi. Any Padawans are Padawans, that kind of thing. And he really just spends his day, you know, doing some woodworking, doing some meditation, and hopefully one day Luke Skywalker will stumble in and maybe want some lessons on how to be a Jedi. He's also got his lightsaber ready to go, so he is primed and ready to go, ladies and gentlemen. But I did sort of think back and forth. Do I want him to live in the Jedi Temple, or do I want him to live out here with Rey and Luke? And ultimately I decided to put him here just to fill out the world. Give him his own little space and household to himself. Alrighty, next I think I'll actually jump into the Watto's junk shop next door. Now, you're probably thinking to yourself, why is Watto's junk shop all the way out in Mos Eisley? Isn't that meant to be like in Tatooine proper with like the pod racing and everything? Yes, but also no. Like, I had a spare lot, and I really wanted to fill it with like a retail lot, so I decided to do like a junker's shop with like all of the droids and everything. So this is Watto's junk shop. It's owned by Watto. Watto was a character within the save, and it's really, really fun. It's very colorful. It's like, this is also a shell, by the way, but you can actually go, oh my god, nope, yes, no, maybe, yep, kind of. So you can actually go in there and see it as it's meant to be. So let's take a gander inside. So this is Watto's junk shop, and obviously I tried to base it very much on the movies and everything. So it's all kind of that very Star Wars. There's like blaster marks on the wall and everything. There's that smooth cream tone stonework. It's all very smooth, really hard to replicate in The Sims, by the way. And then he just owns droids upon droids upon droids, and then some, you know, look, fun little dolls and everything. And if you wanted to come here and buy any of this, it is a retail store. So feel free to come and stock up on your Star Wars memorabilia. Here's some, some little hand grenades and that kind of thing. And then you've got some more stuff over here. And then you've also got a little bit of a lightsaber collection over here. If you want to start your own lightsaber collection, I wanted it to be pretty easy for people who wanted to play the Star Wars save file but didn't want to journey all the way to Batuu to actually get the stuff. So if you want something, if you need something, this is the place to get it. And Watto's Junk Shop is just an amazing little area to come and visit, and it's sort of so snuggled in here with everyone else, and it's so fun, and it's a really, really nice addition to Mos Eisley. So next we are going to jump into the very last place of the neighborhood and go and visit Han Solo and Chewbacca. Okay, this is a really awkward interaction. There's Han Solo and there's Darth Vader absolutely marching away in the distance. We're going to come back to him. Okay, so meet Han Solo. He's very much based off of his movie counterpart, and I tried to do as much as I could in terms of his outfit and everything. And he's such a little cutie patootie as well. Like, he's got his little 80s hairstyle. He's a little bit older. I wanted him to be noticeably older than the main cast, because the main cast is meant to be quite young, whereas Han is meant to be, a little more refined, a little more aged and experienced. And in terms of what he is a galactic smuggler within Journey to Batuu, and he's essentially adventurous. He's a bit shrewd, he's very self-assured and also self-absorbed and kind of business savvy, so he's very much a man of canon, and we do love that about him. If you're kind of wondering what's his family tree like, because obviously Kylo Ren in this save file does exist, I did go ahead and sort of make him married to Leia and have Ben Solo be his son. Just for canon's sake, I know that's probably not where he is right now in his journey. Right now, he lives with Chewie in the Millennium Falcon, and they're having some marriage troubles or something. We don't know. But essentially, they do live here, and they don't live with Leia. They certainly don't live with Kylo Ren. So up to you how you want to approach that particular conundrum and where they are in the timeline and everything. And then this is the lot. Now, you're probably wondering to yourself, this is it? So you've basically just got, it's a really cool ship bay. I love how it actually depresses into the basement level, and then you've got the Millennium Falcon. That is functional, by the way. You can get in this, and you can actually... Where's Han? So you can get in this, you can attempt the Kessel Run, scan the Millennium Falcon, explore space, etc. Fully functional. Get in there, go explore. It's so fun. But then you've also got this restaurant back here. You can go and get some food. So if you're hungry and you just want to go get a snack, you can absolutely go into that building and go get some food. That's fine. Never mind. And then you've also got the Millennium Falcon itself. You get down there by, going through a very sneaky ladder and everything. Now, this is the important bit, ladies and gentlemen. I am a perfectionist in my heart and soul. Get used to that, because you're probably looking at this and thinking, it's the end of the build. No. She made the interior. She made the interior of the Millennium Falcon. So let's go on a little bit of a tour. I don't know if I can do this first, but oh my god, I've forgotten how slow it is when you're in a basement level. Okay. God, okay. Where am I? Where do I come in? Okay, yeah, I come in over here. So this is essentially where you come in the Millennium Falcon. And let me just go and get us into ground level. So this is where we'd enter. It's got a ladder up there. It's got an exit sign, easy to find. Then you're essentially in the bowels of the ship. And I put a lot of effort into making this Millennium Falcon look authentic. So look at it. Isn't it gorgeous? So we're going to move down here. So in this area, you've basically got like the bowels of the ship where, all of the machinery runs and everything. It's really, really cool. And then coming down this way, you've got the main area. So you'll probably recognize this from the movies. You've got like a little laser thing, little thing that's going to shoot lasers at Luke and everything. Hang on, let me get this way. And then you've got, Obi-Wan can sit there, Han can sit there. They've got their little poker table, which is really cute right there. So this is the main area of the ship. This is like their living quarters and everything. And if you go down this way, you can actually see this is their little lounge room. So this is the lounge room. And obviously you can't see any of this in canon, but if this is going to be a functional living space, then we really, really did need it to be possible. They've also got a little bit of a kitchen through here. And then they've also got like a little bit of a med bay through here, which is really, really fun. A Bacta tank for Luke when he gets his arm chopped off and everything. He's going to sit here and go, "Father, why?" So, yeah, I'm going to do that a lot. I'm going to quote so much stuff to you. You will get so tired of it. And then we're going to keep making our way around. So let's move on down. Actually, we're going to go a little bit quicker because we need to sort of get through this at a relatively quick pace. So moving over into here, we've basically got, you come out of this area here, you go down the hallway, and it's just hallway. And then you come to the living quarters. So this is Chewbacca's living quarters. It's just basically like a little bunk area with like, you know, all this kind of stuff and little beetles and everything. And he's got like a little bathroom that's very on theme and it's so cute. Little toilet area that talks to you. And then Han obviously has the captain's quarters. So he also has typical man bathroom. It's pretty messy, but he's got some nice skincare going on. And then moving on through here, very, very, very bachelor. So he's got his little exercise equipment. Of course, he has a bloody guitar in his room and everything, and it's so sweet and cute, and I love it so much. Oh, one of my favorite things about Han's quarters, did I say Luke before? And one of my favorite things about this is I wanted to lean into Han's absolute sort of love of space and everything, because he is a smuggler. So I did give him a little galaxy lamp above his bed. Just imagine him at night just sort of looking up, and it's a little galaxy thing, and it's so cute. Oh, dreams, hearts and dreams. And then moving on, god, where am I? Hello, where am I? Hello, oh my god, where am I? Excuse me. Okay. And then we're going to go back. So that's that. And then if we go back to our main hallway area, we actually have like a little sort of, it's like, oh my god, stop. So we have an engine area that's got some movement to it. Typically, if the fireplaces were lit, there would be smoke billowing out of the engine. So this is where Han sort of has to get into the engine area, and he has to like fix it and everything, and it's so fun. And if I get Han to actually light a fire, I forgot he was on street level. It's going to take him an age and a half to get down here. Han, there he is. So if he actually lights a fireplace, we should have a really cool effect, which I do with a few of my builds. There, see, it's almost like the engine room is on fire. Isn't that cool? There is a chimney down there in the bowels of the engine room, and it's so fun. And then last but not least, we have a little bit of a storage area for them to actually smuggle something, and then a little control room for like, you know, resistance stuff. And then through here, we actually have like the hallway out to the cockpit. Really in depth. This hallway took me so long because there's like curved arches and everything. And then it's just essentially, here's the cockpit. Ta-da! Oh my god, they're sitting! Oh, that's so sweet. So this is the cockpit area. I tried so hard with this one, gang, I swear to god. And here's Chewie. Okay, here's Chewie. Isn't he gorgeous? So he has a tattoo on his face. No, it's a tattoo. And I wanted him to look like he was made of fur. So I did give him some tattoos to sort of replicate what a Wookiee is actually meant to look like. So this is what he, you know, you can see him here in a lot better lighting, but that's him. And obviously he has to wear clothes and he can't be that tall, but you know what, we do the best we can. And lastly, Chewie himself is hot-headed, but he's loyal and adventurous and a little bit domestic. And he too is a galactic smuggler. Last thing about this build, I think, is that there is also a little itty-bitty weapons station. So if you wanted to come and shoot lasers at the Empire to get away from the Millennium Falcon, you can come up here and shoot lasers. Ta-da! And that's that. Oh, I love it so much. And essentially that is the Millennium Falcon. Oh, I'm so proud of it. And that is it for the Mos Eisley neighborhood. This is just the first bit of our Star Wars save file, and honestly, you can probably tell why this neighborhood is my favorite. It is so fun and in-depth, but really all of them are basically this level of detail, so we're just going to go through and we're going to have a lot of fun. I think next we're going to be moving over to Tatooine proper. It has 2 builds. Let's go and check it out. Alright everybody, welcome to Tatooine proper. This is essentially an area of the map that is just basically 2 massive lots mushed together, but you can actually see we're still in the realm of Tatooine. Lots of desert, lots of ships, lots of everything, obviously the Death Star in the distance to connotate where we are on the map, and this is the city of, look, I say city of Tatooine, I am aware the whole planet is called Tatooine, but I don't know city names and I'm too lazy to actually look it up, and it's all mushed together anyway, so it doesn't make sense even then. But essentially this lot is built up of 2 very different buildings. We have Jabba's Palace, which is over here, which we will go and explore in a moment. But first, we're actually going to explore the city of Tatooine, and this is where basically Shmi and Anakin live. This is where Watto lives. This is where this is like the central hub of Tatooine, and it's going to look sort of very similar in a lot of aspects, but I did sort of try my best. So moving in, let's have a look and see where we're at with in terms of the build. So obviously speeders in the roadway and everything, sort of trying to sort of make it look like it's lived in and there are people about, and there are people about. Now, first off, stormtroopers, they are mannequins. But I've sort of set the scene. What are you doing over there? Who are you talking to? He's a mannequin. Okay, yep, no, skip prom. We're fine. Okay, so essentially this is the city, and isn't it so fun? Just look at it. I was super proud of it, and it took me a whole hot minute. There's a chicken! That's so cute. All right, so welcome to the city of Tatooine. It's got a lot of stormtroopers, it's got a lot of people, and we are going to go and have a look. So essentially what we're going to do is we're going to actually start off with the people who actually live in Tatooine. So let's start with Boba Fett. So first, I wanted to put Boba Fett in here, and if you actually take off Boba Fett's armor, which I don't know, maybe I can, I don't know, did I give him an outfit like that? No, I did not. Okay, so I'll let it be a mystery then. If you take off Boba Fett's armor, he will look like he does in canon, but older. So that's a little bit of lore for you there. And if you ever run into any actual stormtroopers within the save file that are dressed up like stormtroopers, they will look exactly like Boba Fett, but younger in their clone version. So you're welcome. And then obviously moving on down, we've got the star of the show himself. Here he is. Isn't he? Look, a little scrappy little war criminal. So here he is. This is Anakin, and he's just the bee's knees. Now, a few things about Anakin. He is, he's got some high confidence, and at this point in history, he is good. So we're really leaning into that little Anakin Skywalker kind of lifestyle. Now, a few things. This is very important to get correct. So there are 3 iterations of Anakin within this save file. Say hello to the family tree. So, couple things. Now, we're going to start from the top. We've already been introduced to Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru and everything, and obviously his dad is Kiliglas, who married Shmi. Obviously, Anakin's dad isn't this guy, and he's not. So Anakin doesn't have a dad. But what he does have is 2 brothers. So there's Anakin Skywalker, kid version. There's Anakin Skywalker, who is whiny adult Jedi Anakin. And then there's also Darth Vader, who is older, dark side, kind of, you know, everything. Because I wanted to connotate the 3 versions of Anakin, because they are essentially different people within the canon. This man goes on a character arc. Now, in terms of getting the family tree correct, it is technically correct, but it's also you gotta have to squint at it a little bit. So technically, Padme is married to this Anakin, young whiny Anakin. That's just what I call him. Now, her ex-husband is Darth Vader, who's also the brother. Yes, they're all brothers, but it essentially gives us the opportunity to say Luke is the son of Darth Vader. Good for canon reasons if you want to play it like that, because he never actually interacts with younger Anakin. But in reality, Padme is divorced from Darth Vader, but also married to Anakin. So she can be married to the young version of him and also have a terrible relationship with her ex-husband, with whom she has the twins. And obviously Leia is married to Han, who also has Kylo Ren. There we go. So that's the family tree, and that's the way it is. Now, going back, we will talk about Rey and the Palpatine dynasty in a little bit when we come to Palpatine himself, but that is essentially the family tree. Something to keep in mind going forward. Now, Anakin, lovely. Let's meet Shmi. Shmi! A little bit older than what she is in canon, but it was sort of that sort of... She's a young woman, I believe. No, she's old. Okay, she's old. So she's had a hard life, and she's just trying to make it through, but she's neat, she's family-oriented, she's reserved romantically. Good on her. Baba, stop. I'm going to have to pause it so no one burns to death. And then she's also good and domestic. Moving on down our cast of characters, we have Watto the Junker. And, there's nothing wrong with him. Shut up. So, Watto, have you ever tried to make an alien within The Sims 4 that's got, wings? So I had to go through and I had to find the only outfit in The Sims 4 that had wings on it. And it's this horrendous little love-struck kind of thing. And it's like, you don't want to be a slave for Watto. He's not a good guy, but he is materialistic, ambitious, paranoid, and business savvy, which I thought was very fun. I also do believe he does own Watto's junk shop, so that's really fun. And then in terms of who else we have, basically it's just a roster of different aliens. So you've got this lady here who I believe is married to this guy. No, it's her son. So this is the mum, and this is the son who is over here, and I think he's a teenager. He is a teenager. And then you've also got this guy here. I don't know who these people are, but I did give them appropriate alien sounding names. And he's married, he's not married. And then we've got this lady here. So I'm just I didn't want the main cast just to live in the city. But I did just, want to sort of fill out the world. I didn't want the whole save file to only have main characters. Now let's go through and actually look at the city itself. So really, I'm not going to give you a full in-depth tour. You can go and watch the build video if you like. But essentially, this is someone's home. This is a little bar area, I'm pretty sure. You just have a lot of random retail lots. So you also have, there's this little bar area, which I thought was really fun. And then you've got, I believe, I might as well just do it like this. I believe this is a mechanics. Yes, it's a mechanics. So it's another little droid shop. And you've got, droids and everything, and it's all very in canon. You've got apartments upon apartments on top of everything. And then moving down, you do have this little sunken area, which I thought was really, really fun. And then you also have this sort of, it's sort of like one of those old-fashioned apartment L-shaped buildings. And if you actually go inside it, there's nothing really inside it, but it is where they store all of their electronics. They've got like a little jail. This is where they grow all their food and make their wine. It's very much a crafting town, so it's very industrious. And then moving on down, we have this building here, which is a couple things. So it's a bunch of apartments. Let me get in there. So it's a bunch of apartments up top, which I thought was really cool, and people do live in these apartments. And then if we go down, we basically have a really big smoky bathhouse. So it's public bathing. So you've got showers, you've got baths, you've got toilets. You've also got a laundry area out back here, which I thought was really fun. And then you've got a mechanic over here, obviously. And then I think I just ran out of steam, honestly, on this build. It was a lot. And then if you go up over here, you have the main building of the street. So it's got this little L-shaped entry area. and it's got, you know, you can go up here. You've got stairs coming up, and you've got like a little dining area. You can go and make pottery here, and you can go make fizzing stations here, and this is basically the area. And then this is our communal kitchen, so you've got a kitchen, you can make some mac and cheese, and this is just basically their cafeteria, which is really, really fun. And then moving over this way, I think you've got, okay, so this is what I believe to be Anakin and Shmi's home. So a little bit of an entry, a little bit of a dining area. No, he was meant to help you. Why would a mother say that? So yeah, anywho, Shmi, I've got problems with you, but that can wait. They've got a little bit of a it's very poor. They're very poor, and they've got a little bathroom. They've got Shmi's got a little bit of a basic bedroom, and then Anakin's got like the cutest little bedroom here with all his little tinkering things and his big dreams. Bless his heart, he's gonna grow up to murder people. And then over here we've just basically got like, I love these little caches. I like to think these are like hidden caches of like the Resistance, and the Resistance is sort of setting up shop within cities to try and fight against the Empire. And speaking of the Empire, they've got propaganda. So essentially the Empire and the First Order are one within the save file, and it's, you know, they've got like propaganda signs and flags up everywhere, which I thought was really fun, and people have like graffitied over it, and there's some like stormtroopers going, no, you explain it to the boss about what happened, and we went drinking and someone did this, and you're gonna have to explain it because it was your idea, Fred. Anywho, and then we've got like a little music area, and essentially you've also got obviously the shop. So if you want to go and get food at the docking bay, if you want to go and buy antiques, if you want to go to buy more food and everything. And this area over here is essentially literally made up of just stuff. So there's a droid shop here, and obviously I have done oodles and oodles of well building all within this city, and tried my best just to fill out the world and make it the way it is. I yawned. And to just make it the way it is. Now, another really, really cool thing before we move on to Jabba's palace is I want to show you something really, really cool. It's pod racing! I made a pod racing course, because of course I did, because I'm just that person. So I wanted to introduce pod racing into the world. So as you can see, bracketing the city of Tatooine is a pod racing area, and you've got like little checkpoints and everything, and you know, the Huns and the whatever they're called are kind of going to hide in the foothills and shoot down people, and the pods are themselves they're just basically like a speeder with just stuff. And if it's nighttime, I believe that's a lamp, and that actually lights up as to simulate the energy between the pods and everything. So that's Babalsa? I'm gonna get it wrong anyway. And there's Anakin's little pod, the little blue one back here. Isn't it just so bloody gorgeous? Oh, I love it so much. Essentially. Alrighty, folks, welcome to Jabba's palace. Have you ever tried to make a circle dome thing in The Sims 4? Oh my god. Oh my god, what happened? Never mind. I'm going to come back to that. Never mind. So this is Jabba's palace, and it is immense. And I really, really, really did try and stick with canon. So one of the fun things about Jabba's palace is, of course, that first, let's get it right off the bat. There is the mother plant, which is essentially the big pit where everyone goes and they jump in, and you can actually sort of, you know, really jump into this pit, actually, because guess what? Give me a sec. Who would be good? I don't like that you're here. I'm going to take you inside, actually. Can you go inside so you don't burn to death in the middle of my tour? Thank you. Shmi, get over here. So, moving over, let's see. So, let's see. Can I do it? Yes, I can. Here it is. So, jump into pool. Let's do a swan dive. Go on, Shmi. Yes, I'm not even kidding. Kaleg, not now, okay? card, Ghost of Your Dead Husband does not ever stop calling. Honest to God. So this is essentially a really cool feature if you ever want to recreate that scene. And it is functional, by the way. You can actually go onto this thing and dive onto the monster below, which is so super fun. Did you not do that? Hello? No, she's gone. She's naked. Shmee, you are a woman of culture. Can she do it? She used to be able to do it. There it is. Good for you, Shmee. God love ya. All right. Moving on. Jabba's Palace. Just a whole bunch of fun. These arrows are meant to be like scuff marks and stuff, but obviously the Sims 4 has decided at some point I had less packs than what I actually did, and it's decided I don't own those packs anymore. Anywho, good luck to you. And moving on, there's two aspects to this actual build. So you've got the main door, which is the main doorway to go and actually access the nightclub. But if you want, you've actually got a whole bunch of stairs just back here, and you can actually go into this room here. And this room here should look a little bit familiar to you. So essentially it is the bar where, you know, Han shoots first, which I really wanted to recreate. So this is the bar, and this is, you know, where I imagine this conversation takes place. You know, it'll you know, and they're going to negotiate to get out of Mos Eisley, and they've got like blaster marks on the door and everything. So that's that. So if you want a typical little bar, that's where you go. But if you want a nightclub experience with the huts, you can come down here. Now, obviously, Shrek's not a fan, but we're going to move on anyway. So you've got big hallway, and then we go downstairs, and ta-da! So having a look around, let's see. So it's a whole bunch of stuff, isn't it? Now this is exciting. This is exciting. God, look, listen to me. I'm so excited by my own creation. So, a couple things to this build. Bathrooms, bubble blowing, drug den kind of vibes. The lighting, of course, is absolutely important. Shmee, get down here. And so essentially, it's a whole bunch of fun, little bit of a bar area. It's got nightclubs, it's got drinking. This is where the band plays, and it's a whole bunch of fun. Now over here, there is no Jabba. Hang on, sorry, I had to pause the music. It is so loud. There's no Jabba because I was going to make this little alien Jabba, and he actually moves slightly if you didn't know, but the game wouldn't allow me to size him up, even with the tool mod. So that's where we're at the moment, unfortunately. So imagine that's Jabba, or Jabba's missing. You know, he's not around. And what's really fun is you've got like, that's like the best item in the game, I swear to God. And then you've got like, you know, little lounge areas, and you've got like a dance floor and everything. And look, I'm evil. Oh my God. So it's our little Han Solo stand-in his little, you know, cryo sleep thingy, and it's so fun. What's also fun, and this is something I was experimenting with. So say hello to the monster pit down below. Really cool that you can actually see that from the ground floor, but it is actually functional. So if I go downstairs, obviously there's a little ladder, and this is the monster pit down here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to bring Smee down here. Oh, Smee, God love you. Oh, sure. It's Shmee. I'm aware it's Shmee. You've got like little bones, and you've got like a little, you know, fighting area and everything. You really don't want to find yourself down here. But what you can do is you can do this. We're going to close and lock this. Give it a sec. Give it a sec. I'm a fucking genius. So yeah, that's just something I discovered I could do when I was building, so I love it so much. Thank you, Shmee. Look, honestly, you have a good time, okay? You've hurt enough. So I'm gonna leave you here, and we're gonna move on with the tour. But essentially that is Java's Palace. Not too much to it. It is just basically a massive nightclub, but a very nice addition to the Tatooine world. And that really rounds out our Tatooine tour. So what we're going to do is we're going to move on to, oh God, where do we go from here? I think we're going to go and explore the Resistance, because that's where the bulk of the rest of the main characters are located. So let's go and meet our good guys. Welcome everybody to the Resistance base. Now, when I say this Resistance base is hidden, it is so hidden. It's in basically this big valley. Now, this is it. Now, when I started, this was just a bunch of grassland and one road, and I basically just built a whole Resistance base around it. So I wanted the Resistance base to essentially encompass 2 locations, I think, in terms of the Resistance. And I felt like the 2 locations that encapsulated the Resistance was when they were hanging out with like the teddy bears in the number 3, and when they were on the snowy mountain of Hoth. So essentially I wanted to encapsulate that. So you've got this really cool, hidden away, accessible by secret doors kind of thing going on, which I thought was really, really fun. And then if we actually like zoom out, I'll give you like the full tour. So make sure I know what's going on here. So essentially the centerpiece of the whole base is essentially the Hoth base. So this is their big snow base. This is the main Resistance base, and it's so cool because it's like, it's got a whole underground thing. It's got smoke. It's got the, you know, the ships and everything, the X-Wings, that kind of thing. I really went in for the oranges and the whites and the greys and everything, and trying to convert and build a snow base from scratch was a hell of a thing to do, but I think I pulled it off and I love it so much. And then moving on to what else is in the area, we've got 3 other lots. So over here, this is our ship bay. So I like to think they have a whole ship of X-Wings. So this is it, and it's just all over here, and it's so cute. And that's a lot within itself. And then if we actually move over to this side, we have a, oh God, what are they called? It's the teddy bears. I can't think of it. I've blocked it from my mind. But essentially they have all their little tree houses over here, which I think is so cute. And the Resistance is basically just set up camp. I've also got like a little hidden Millennium Falcon over here, which I thought was so fun. Maybe Han's visiting. We can dream. So let's go and actually have a look around. We're going to actually go over here to the ship bay first, because this is, you don't actually need to go to this lot to enjoy it because it's got no interiors. It's all outside stuff. Essentially, it's just a big shipping bay. I loved this big Archie thing we got with the Journey to Batu pack because it's so fun, and I wanted to use it for something, so I used it as like a hangar for all the ships and X-Wings to come and, you know, hang out in when they're not battling the TIE fighters, as she says, full of confidence. And then I've basically got, you know, a little barbecue area for when they want to come and hang out. They've had a really stressful day fighting off the Empire and the First Order. And then you've got like little tents and everything and little campsites, which I thought was really sweet. So not everyone gets to live within the big cool Hoth ice space. Some of them are just out here camping in the woods, which is fair enough. And then we've got, you know, more camping out here. If we move over to this area, you've got like a little lake, and that's got like a another little rampy thing with like a ship bay on it. You can actually, you know, jump into these ships and go take them for drives and everything. You can go and explore space within them, which I think is so fun. Isn't this so, oh my God, the sunrise at this area is so pretty. Anywho, you've got that little central area, which I've just basically added some stuff into. And I love that to get into the secret base, you've really got to go through like these secret doors, which I thought was so fun. I think that was Severus Snape just leaving. And then we're actually going to go through and we're going to look at the tree houses last, because those have interiors and I do want to show you. But for now, we're going to go and explore the base of the Hoth base. This took some work, but I had a lot of fun doing it. So yes, we have Lando Calrissian. He's in a little bit of a flirty mood, but you can actually, you know, if you want to come up here and go and explore a space for a little bit. Give my game a second. It needs a moment. Yeah. Here we go. Are you coming up? Are you going? I am cheating. Yeah, no, you're just gonna walk. Okay, that's fine. So if you want to go and explore space, you can actually go and check this out, check this out, check this out. It's the bee's knees. It's so fun. All right, so moving into the half base, there's nothing behind here. That's basically the edge of the lot. There's nothing behind there. It's all underground. So let's go and see underground, shall we? Welcome to the Hoth base. So it's got some interior bits, it's got some exterior bits. So this exterior bit should look a little bit familiar. This is basically the outside inside Hoth base. I imagine they fly up through these minuscule, well-proportioned gaps. And this is where, you know, basically they're loading up, they're getting out there. Maybe they, you know, they have droids and they're refueling and everything, and it's all really fun. This bay's empty, ready to go, and it's just a whole bunch of fun. It's very icy as well. I tried to make it look really cold, and the lighting is specifically geared to make it look really cold. So there's that. And this is also one of my favorite rooms of this whole build, because check this room out. Isn't it so fun? Oh, it's so cool. So this is the main central hub of the Resistance. So you've got a little table and layers here. And you've got, you know, R2-D2 is just everywhere within this save file. He's being refueled, I don't know, charged. I don't know what they do, but I felt like just doing something. You've got like the screens and the little table and everything, and this is Leia. And then if we keep on moving through the build, oh my god. Lando, you need some work done, buddy. So this is the little kitchenette. It's a little bit depressing. It's very corporate, isn't it? And then if you move on down, you've got just like basically bunk beds for all of the Resistance people. So it's very army-esque, but it's also, there's a lot of heart here. Like, look, there's booze and someone's calling her on a rotary phone. Why did I do that? But it's a whole bunch of fun, isn't it? And it's so sweet. And then moving on down, we've got some little bathrooms here, which, you know, space bathrooms. You can't really, yeah, it is what it is. The toilets talk to you, it is what it is. And then over here, you've got a little TV room where they probably have their little meetings and everything. Get a little big screen, and it's the Resistance and the I'm with you too kind of thing. That's it. Some more bunks. And then if we keep going downstairs, we've got two really fun things. So I needed a place for Lando and Leia to actually live. So I gave them both their own little apartments. So this is Lando's apartment. Very bachelor, by the way. And he is single, ladies. So this is his little kitchen. I wanted to make it as just, you know, high tech as I possibly could. Think really futuristic. So it's a little bachelor's apartment, which is really cool. And, you know, he's got a little workout area. He's got droids. He's got artwork. It's all very blue and everything. And it's so fun. And then back here, it's his little bedroom, which I thought was really cute. And it's also, he's a little bit of a, you know, you wouldn't think it to look at him, but he does leave his mess around. And then you've also got a little bathroom back there, which I thought was super cute. And then obviously Leia, I did theme this apartment with the idea that Leia lives here with her son and husband. So, you walk in, and there's just random rebel members everywhere. Just ignore that. So you walk in, and it's all very beautiful and pretty and modern, and I wanted it to look homely. So it's that, and she's obviously got a very, very important working lady office. And then it's the main living area. It's sunken into the floor. It's very new age kind of thing. Big TV, beautiful kitchen, beautiful dining. I believe she's got a bedroom and a bathroom back there, fabrication machine. It's all very fun. And something that's a little bit sad. Oh my God, look how it's sad. And it's like a little dusty because it hasn't been used in a while. Get out of here. Oh my god. Oh lady, you are pushing it. I don't know who you are. I want your rank number. I'm reporting you to management. You cannot be in here. This is Kylo Ren's childhood bedroom. It's like, imagine, and he's got a little plush, and he's got like, it hasn't been an overachiever that he is, and it's, you know, it hasn't been used in a while. I wonder what his bathroom's like. Oh my god, stop! Who are you? I swear to god, nothing about anyone's personal privacy is private. I swear to god. I'm out of here. Anywho, Leia's gonna be laying down the law. Everybody, oh my god, there's someone in her bathroom. Oh my god, can everybody just bloody clear out? This is, okay, so this is Lana and Han's bedroom. There, the tour's over. Oh my god. So it's basically Leia, and then it's Lando, and then the rest of it is just like Resistance fighters and everything. So you've got like blue squad and red squad and blue leader and red leader and that kind of thing. So I did try and I put in effort, but I don't know who these people are, but they need a stern talking to. They are a bunch of ragtags. Anywho, Leia's fun. So obviously I modeled her after her movie outfit, but she's also got a series of other outfits. So she's got her little ice space outfit, and then she's got her, you know, something. She's got a little formal wear, her little teddy bear planet. Endor! Is that it? It's Endor. Is it? I don't know. Probably making a dick of myself. She's got some pajamas. So that's Leia. And she's outgoing. She's a snob. She's an idealist. But she's also a prepared voyager. And I do believe she does have a relationship with Han. She does not care for her dad, by the way. And the relationship with her son is really strained. And then, of course, you know, you've got her parents, which she basically doesn't know, and then she's got Luke, who's her brother, which I thought was really, really fun, and then she's got her grandmother, which, you know, never met before, but it's the Force, whatever. So that's Leia, and isn't she the sweetest thing ever? Oh! And then we've got Lando. Lando's in space. Let's bring him back. Can you come back, please? Hello! Hello! So cool. So cool. Lando, I need you to make an appearance here. Yeah. Come on down. All right, let's first of all, there. You happy? Okay. Lando, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, you're dashing, aren't you? You know you're dashing as well. Lando is a bro. He's alluring. He's romantic and he's a bit ambitious. He doesn't have a job. He's unemployed. Leia, though, is a civil servant in the political career. Luke, not right now, buddy. I know you want to get out of Tatooine, but not right now. And so, essentially, I think I also gave everybody skills, by the way. So if anyone you're meeting, they have skills. So yeah, they've got relevant skill sets. And then it's really just a whole bunch of fun, isn't it? It's so cool. And everyone has an inventory, I'm pretty sure. Everyone's got a blaster, and it's a whole bunch of fun, which I think is really cute. So that is our main Resistance base. We've already seen the shipping bay. Let's jump in and go meet the teddy bears and the rest of them. All right, see you in a bit. Welcome everybody to the teddy bear base. I don't know what they're called. I'm sorry. It's not coming to me. Give me a sec, I'm thinking. Hang on. What are they called? They're not teddy bears. They're not Wookiees. I got nothing for you. Honest to God, I've got nothing for you. I don't know what they're called. I've really blocked it out, gang. Okay, let's go meet some people. So, here, it is essentially actually two lots, though it looks like it could be one, but it's essentially, there's a lot of trees. It is a jungle, so I did try and sort of lean into that, but essentially it's built up of these big tree houses. So, first of all, guys, shush, I'm trying to do something here. you've got Finn and Poe do live here, and so I really like to believe that this is Poe's X-wing, which I think is really cool. I'm gonna pause it in case someone actually burns to death. Yeah, I was right to do so. I'm gonna pause it. So essentially, there's nothing really on the ground. It's all just more campsites, more campsites, more campsites. But if you go upstairs to the treehouse, it's really fun, actually. So first of all, you have this little outdoor area here, which is so cool. A bit of a cook-up. I'm Australian. We love a bit of a barbecue. You don't leave it on, though. That's a stupid accident waiting to happen. You need to practice fire safety and wear sunscreen and a hat. God, people just do not know about sun protection. Anywho, this is their little treehouse. It's cuter than I remember. It's been a hot minute since I looked at this build. It's so cute. Oh my god! And inside, it's just basically, you know, it's literally a treehouse. There's a tree in the middle of it. But I think Poe. This is Poe's bed because he's got the booze and the cologne and what have you. I'm so sorry. I don't know why the game thinks I don't own that pack. I do. And this is Finn. This is Finn's bed over here, and he's got, you know, he wants to learn about the world, so he's got some books and everything, which I think is so cute. And little desk area, and anything that can be outside is outside. So laundry and a little bit of a telescope and a little bit of a sink area. Then if you go upstairs some more, it's a little bathroom. So this is where you'll get ready for the day. And this is literally a toilet. It's one of those. And then it's two toilets. And then it's, you know, a little shower area that's sort of very outdoorsy and everything, and it's so fun. And this is their little big tree house, which I think is so sweet. And then I really tried my best to make it feel like the two, this lot and that lot were connected. So I connected them via a really big rope bridge, which, you know, it is what it is. Moving over to this lot actually over here, it's a whole bunch of fun because look at it. So this is the entry. Far out. I'm gonna Google it. I need to know. I can't sit here and make an absolute dick of myself and not know what these creatures are called. Star Wars teddy bear creatures. Teddy bear creature. It's an Ewok. It's an Ewok. Fancy that, it's an Ewok. Did anybody else know that? This is the Ewok village, everybody. So obviously we don't have Ewoks. I did originally create children in costume as like bears and stuff, but then I started to get really uncomfortable about it, so I replaced them with toy Ewoks sized up, and I made them a little village, which I think is so cute. So look, they've got a little laundry area. I was gonna sneeze. I'm not. So they've got a little laundry area, and then they've got a little, oh, hang on, this is what happens when you try and cheat the system. So they've got a little planting harvest area. Look at them! Oh my god! And then if you come through here, they've got a little campfire area. This is where we celebrate the end of the Empire, and the music is banging, and it's all just so fun and gorgeous, and got a little campfire. They've got little huts. I won't show you the inside because it's really just really basic, but it's all kinds of fun. You've got the Millennium Falcon in the background, and then if you actually go up onto this whole pillar thing, look, a little rope bridge. And then if you actually go up onto this thing, it's a little cooking area, and he's like sitting by the campfire. Stop. This is them when they're actually cute. I kind of like the Ewoks in my save. I feel like they're not next to useless. And then of course you've also got a little toilet area up here. This little guy is keeping watch and making sure that nothing awry happens. I swear to God though, I did give these Ewoks like a sword or a spear or something. Why aren't they holding them anymore? The game must have really got its wires crossed about what packs I have. I have all of them. Why are you doing this to me? Where's your little spear? Oh, anywho, it doesn't matter. It's fine. But essentially, that is our little Ewok village. It is just so cute and gorgeous. Okay, let's meet our cast. First door, Poe. 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 Isn't he handsome? Oh, I'm actually really proud. I feel like he really does look like Mr. John Boyega. Yes, there he is. John Boyega. Very handsome and very cute. Not doing his best though. He's in his, I love that this jacket is almost reminiscent of what he wears in the show, and he's a bro, he's high metabolism, he's adventurous and he's good, and he's FN2187. All the stormtroopers have a classification for their careers, and they're all like different codes and everything, so that was his little code and everything, and he's got some skills, a little bit handy, and he's very sweet, and I think it's just the sweetest. Moving over next to him, we have Rose. Hi, Rose. And I wanted these three to live together. Rose is gregarious, she's adventurous, good, ideal as a typical rebel. And she is unemployed. She is unemployed, ladies and gentlemen. But you know, she's got a little blaster and everything, and I think I was really glad I was able to use that hideous haircut somewhere, honestly. And then Poe, where are you? Oh, Poe! Okay, oh yes, that's another thing we can go into that I haven't touched on. Give me a sec. Isn't he the absolute most gorgeous son of a bitch you've ever seen in the galaxy? Yeah, you know you are. So this is Poe. He's so handsome, and he's adventurous, gregarious, he's a bro, and he's also self-assured, which I absolutely love, and he's a pilot in the Rebellion. He's got some skills in rocket science. He's a man who knows how to fly. Now, quickly. Oh, I could have sworn I made them romantic. I may not, or I may. I may go and fix that. I don't know why in my head, but I thought, yeah, they're a couple. So I don't know why I did that. Why did I miss that? Oh, okay, and anywho, there are clubs within the world, and we're going to touch on the clubs. So, first club is our Rebel Alliance. So, Leia is obviously the leader of the Rebel Alliance. And then you've got Lando, Finn, and Poe, and then you've got Red Leader, Blue Leader, and that's what makes up the Rebellion. And they typically do outdoor recreation, they campfire, they give speeches, and they're friendly with people. So, that's what it means to be in the Rebel Alliance club, and people generally like this club. It's well received, and we do love our Rebel Alliance. And essentially, oh shoot, I almost forgot the star of the show. It's C-3PO. Okay, don't be alarmed. Oh my god, are you alarmed? Oh, okay, so C-3PO. I went back and forth in if I was going to make this guy, because I'm like, how do I make him? Thankfully, they had one of those gold statues as like, you know, a little gimmick, and I was able to make C-3PO as whatever this is. I think they're an alien as well, so their voice is actually like, can I get you to do some singing? Oh god, no, never mind. I got that wrong. You are a spellcaster though. And then in terms of, he's a genius, he's a quick learner, he's proper, and he's squeamish. Bless his heart. I don't think he has any, yes, he's definitely a spellcaster. And then, oh god, you are useless actually. Yep, next to useless, ladies and gentlemen. We won't say any more about it. But I wanted to fit him in with the teddy bears, the Ewoks. And I don't think there's anyone of actual note living within this area. I think it's just more rebel people, or it's a community lot, I think, for people to go and hang out in. But nice addition, nice addition. All right, that is the Rebel Alliance. Oh my god. It's fun. I had a really good time making this, and it was really cool. And it's a really nice space. Hang on, did I put the Death Star in the distance? I don't think I did for this one. I didn't want it hulking over them. All right, next we are going to go and visit Yoda. Let's go visit Yoda on Dagobah before we jump into the baddies. I'll see you then. Alrighty, everybody, welcome to Dagobah. So, Dagobah is a bit of an offshoot in terms of the world, because it's really just literally this one corner of one neighborhood. It doesn't even have a whole neighborhood dedicated to it. It's just this, because apart from this, there's all this. So, it really needed to be closed off, so I put like this whole big wall trying to just like separate out Dagobah from the rest of it. So let's go have a look. First of all, it's basically just like a really man-made swampy forest that's also somehow a desert, don't hate me. You do have a really cool cave of like wonders where Luke goes and does some soul searching about him and Darth Vader, which I thought was fun. And then moving through the actual forest, you do come across Yoda's little camp and everything, and it's really, really fun because look, oh, okay, so we're coming up upon it. This is it. So as you can see, Luke has absolutely crash landed his X-Wing. Yoda! Okay, we're gonna come back to him. Luke has absolutely crashed his X-Wing into this little swampy area, and I'm like, Luke, you garbage fire. Anywho, so as you can see, I really tried to make it sort of like really blend in. There used to be water within this, but I think it's despawned itself a little bit. So I'll go back in and I'll try and add that in. But as you can see, you've got Yoda's little house, and it's got like all these mosquitoes everywhere, and it's not really a nice place to be. I mean, I suppose it's cozy for him and whatnot. Now, another thing, this is completely an illusion. If you go into this little dome thing, again, it is just a roof piece. There is nothing in it. So you do have to go down this little ladder just there to actually get into Yoda's little home itself. But let's meet Yoda first, quickly. Let's meet him. This is Yoda, obviously a child, because, you know, height being what it is, and also, you know, just, I did my best. So this is Yoda, obviously a child. He is good and high confidence. You know, he had to be, and thank goodness they give us some kind of Yoda costume, or else I would have been totally lost, because I'm like, how would I have recreated this without them giving us this whole costume? So that's Yoda, and he's really fun. He's also green and everything, which I thought was really cool. In terms of his inventory and everything, he's got some homework, and he is so... oh my god, I think he's got 10 in everything. So he is a very experienced little tucker. And then he's just basically, you know, think he's a spellcaster? He could be a spellcaster when he grows up, eventually. Now, Yoda could not live alone just as a child, though that was the intention, but I also didn't want Yoda to actually live with anybody, so I did give him a servo unit to live with him. It can just be in the corner on charge at all times, so Yoda can technically still live by himself. So we're going to go and explore Yoda's home now. So this is it. Now, important thing, I made it as cramped as I possibly could. So this is an average simmer's height, the height of the robot, and I crammed this room to be as short as I possibly could. As you can see, it basically almost touches his head, so it's at the max. So I wanted it to be Yoda and child height appropriate, but this is Yoda's little home. So you come down, it's via ladder. He's got a little dining table and a little drawer and a little fireplace, and his bathroom's sort of sad, isn't it? It is what it is. It's very much the Jedi love their open living. He's going to do some meditation, then he's got, you know, little kitchen area, and it's all very woodsy, and he's got his little bedroom and a little water tank and everything. So this is Yoda's house. Obviously dirt floor, dirt ceiling and everything, but I really did want to give him a little home just at the bottom of this lot. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. So if you want to come and visit Yoda on Dagobah, you absolutely can. and have fun, I suppose. I was originally going to put a mannequin in this cave dressed up as Darth Vader, and it was going to be all dramatic and a bit cheesy, but the game wouldn't let me, so I don't know what happened there. But essentially, that's Dagobah. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the First Order city. Well, I say city, but it is really, it's a lot of illusion. I'm not gonna lie to you. There's only like 3 lots on it, and I really did put in a lot of effort to make it very First Order, like propaganda galore, ladies and gentlemen. So ignore Dagobah, but essentially if you actually move through the actual base city and everything, you've got your red speeders and everything. They love red here. And then if you've got like a whole subway system and everything, just because I wanted to give it some body, so I did put a whole thing, obviously Death Star in the distance. And then it's really fun because like you've got like little parking things and everything. Now what we're going to do is we're going to start off, I'll name what they are. So this is where the Knights of Ren live. This is their penthouse. And then moving on down, we have a sort of public station area. So this is where you get onto ships. There's a cafe in there and everything, but we'll get to that. And then lastly, we have the First Order throne room, little temple area. So what we're going to do is we're going to start down the end and we're going to work our way down. First of all, these are the Knights of Ren. Now, the Knights of Ren are, let me actually do a little bit of a count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different Sims, plus Darth Maul that live in this family. Obviously, the Stormtroopers are fake. Now, the idea is with the Knights of Ren, I wanted to include them because they seemed like such a hidden aspect of the sequel series, and it's like, who are they? And they didn't do anything with them. Let's not get into that. Let's not. So I wanted to recreate the Knights of Ren within my save file. Now, the idea is you are not supposed to know what the Knights of Ren actually look like. So there's a whole bunch of them and you don't get to know what they look like. I'm going to leave these guys a secret because they're sort of like extra fun. I think this lady here, oh, hang on. I think this lady here is probably the most, is she wearing her mask? I'm not sure. I think her makeup is meant to be her mask. Anywho, she's honestly the most sort of visual one. And who are we missing? This guy here. Why don't you have a mask? I could have sworn I gave each of them a mask. Let me, give me a sec. I did. I gave you a mask. Why aren't you wearing it? Get it back on. You are very handsome, I promise, but also pop your mask back on, sweetie. Yay. Good job. I love how he's got like metallic eyes. That's so fun. And I'm pretty sure, do you have a mask? Well, now the illusion is really shattered. I'm not gonna lie. What a doofus. Anywho, the Knights of Ren are really fun, and they are actually in a Knights of Ren clubhouse. So it's got the weight dumbbell. It's the Knights of Ren, and it's headed up by Kylo Ren, which I thought was really fun. They like to scare people, they get in fights, they're mean and they're mischievous, and they cause mayhem. So the Knights of Ren is just a fun little offshoot. If you want to join the Knights of Ren, please go forth. They think they're so cool. And this is their penthouse. This is where they live. And it's honestly a nice little tall thing. It's really cute. And what's really fun is that this bottom section is basically a gym, and you probably got that idea already, really. So I'll give you a little bit of an overview of what the gym looks like. Give me a sec. So it's your standard gym. It's got a nice skylight. It's got an upstairs area. It's got a downstairs area, and it's absolutely lovely, and we like it. And I felt like the Knights of Ren needed something. I feel like the First Order really needed something, an area where people could come and train and bulk up. Now, if you wanted to get into the actual Knights of Ren residence, you have to go through like this door here, which leads to a fake staircase, which leads to this whole fake building right here, which leads to this really cool entry area for their skyscraper. So you can come and have a soak, or you can just go in and start enjoying their little penthouse. I'll give you a very brief tour. Oh, it's slow. Go, 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 go. So it's the theme is basically modern. So droids absolutely at the wazoo. Kitchen area, droids. It's got like a nice little everything. There's a bedroom here. It's cute, it's cute. And then you go upstairs and it's just like, where am I? Oh, it's a bunch of bedrooms and everything, which I think is super cute. But if you just keep going sort of like upstairs, you come to the main area of their penthouse. So this is it. It's a lot of clean lines. It's very modern. It's very artistic. Think Star Wars, but you know, chic Star Wars. And then you've got, you know, wow, game, you did not need to hype me up like that. Thank you. So this is their penthouse. And it's absolutely gorgeous, I will admit. It's really, really fun. And they've got a beautiful view and everything, and it's all sorts of gorgeous. And it's absolutely stunning. And if you go upstairs some more, there's a little meditation area just up here, which I thought was really fun. But that is the Knights of Ren and their skyscraper, which I think is absolutely beautiful. Let's jump next door and actually go and explore the station. All right, everybody, welcome to the... I don't even really know what this is. I basically wanted to build like a station of, you know, a little bit of a public area. I wanted it to be very city-esque. So moving in, you've basically got like this little down section where you can go get a coffee and sit out in the sun and everything. Oh my god, it's him! Hello. Hello, sweetheart. Oh, you're so gorgeous. We'll move on from here. We're coming to you. We're coming to you. Anywho. Oh my god, it's your dad! No, it's your granddad! Sorry. I was like, oh my god. Okay, I'm trying to do something here, everybody. Jesus. All right, so this is the train station, and it's a little bit of fun, you know, like it's, you know, you can come here, you can grab a coffee, and I guess that's what people do, really. And why is there smoke? Does this? Oh, it's Palpatine. Palpatine's here. He loves a cafe. This is the cafe area, and this is where people can come and get their coffees and everything. This is Palpatine, by the way. We're going to meet him in a little bit when we go. Yeah. No, we've already met you. Sorry. Holy shit, what's happening? Oh my god. It's Kylo Ren and Darth Vader. Why are you doing this? Stop. Kick his ass. Get in, mate. Oh, Kylo. Harry, look away. You don't need to see this. Don't fight in front of the abused child. I'm a little overwhelmed. I'm sorry. Jesus, you leave them alone for 5 seconds and they pull this crap. Anywho, we're going to pause it. And essentially the last things that's really it, really. It's a cafe. It's a cafe. And you can come up here and you've got like a little, hang on. Here we go. You can come up here and you've got a little train station area, which I thought was fun. And then you've got the shipping bay. You can come up here and jump on a speeder or jump on a ship, and you've got like a ladder. And there, that's the ship bay. Oh my god, they're so fun. You can't take them anywhere though. All right, let's knock out this one and we'll be on our way, okay? Alrighty, and rounding out the First Order / Empire portion of this city, we've got basically a really cool, like, temple throne room kind of thing. And again, it's really mostly just for visuals. I really wanted to recreate that scene in the sequel series where Hux is like doing a really cool speech. It's basically a Nazi speech to all of the stormtroopers, and you know, they're about to blow up, you know, a couple planets and everything, and it's really dramatic. I wanted to replicate that, but then I put down too many clone stormtrooper mannequins, and the game was like, nah bitch, you thought. So I had to sort of replace it with like a ship and everything, so that's why that's that. But we do have some mannequins. We do have a Darth Maul mannequin. Oh, that reminds me, Darth Maul, we haven't met him yet, but he is in the game. And then if you want to come and actually look inside the temple, massive propaganda by the way, but if you want to come in and actually check things out, I don't think you can. Can you not enter this thing? Hello? Okay, well, fine. But I guess I'm just gonna have to do a peek. If you want to come and check it out, it's a really cool throne room. I'm sorry, that's all I can show you from it. And very much lastly, I won't let you meet any of the Knights of Ren, but I can actually let you meet Darth Maul. And Darth Maul is obviously like, he's cool, you know, here he is. Oh, do not smile at me. Mate, you weren't made to smile. He's shady, he's a loner, he's high metabolism, and he is active, so he's really fun. And he's an apprentice with the Sith, and he's really cool and everything, and he's part of the Sith, actually. So there is a Sith club, and there's also a Jedi club. So the Sith is headed up by Emperor Sheev, with Darth Maul, Darth Vader, and Kylo Ren. Ta-da! Alright. God, there are a bunch of dumpster fires. The whole lot of them, I swear to God. It's high emotion, honestly. Alright, let's move on. Welcome to Coruscant. It is a city made entirely from scratch. And if you're thinking, whoa, that's a lot, it is a lot, ladies and gentlemen. So I'll give you the basic, I'll zoom out a little bit to let you take it in. But essentially it started out as nothing but basically something like this. It looked like this when we started, and then it looked like this at the very end, and it is made up of a few lots. So I'll go in and I'll give you the little bit of a tour, but essentially it's made up of this first building here is the Jedi Temple that we're going to be looking at in a little bit. And then over here, this, if you can make it out amongst the chaos, this building here is Padme's penthouse skyscraper for her. And then across the road we have, this is the Senate, so the two big statue building with everything. This is the Senate that we can go to. It's also a cafe, which is really fun. And then moving on down past the speeders, we have Dex's Diner over here. So this is just, you know, placed on top of a little bit of a building. Whose is that? Stop. Anakin, not now. Not now, for the love of God. So this is Dex's Diner, which I thought was really fun. We'll come into that, we'll have a little bit of a look at it, but it's super cute. And then lastly, the last lot on the Coruscant list is this nightclub here, which functions as a few things as well. But essentially Coruscant is massive, and it looks like the tits at night, by the way. So I'm giving you a little bit of a glimpse at it during the day, and God help any of our computers on running this thing, because it's so full of stuff. But I essentially really love it because I love how Star Wars it is, and I love, like, you've got the speeders in the sky with like their little lights, and you've got another direction this way and everything, and Obi-Wan is not impressed. And then you've got, I put a lot of effort into creating a city kind of like vibe. So let me zoom in here and actually give you a really good look at what it's like down on the ground floor kind of thing. And it's got a subway system, it's got multiple subway systems, and it's got all of this, and it looks so cool at night. I'll take you for a tour when it's nighttime, but this is just it during the day, and it's all kinds of everything. It is so cool. So I really like Coruscant. But first we're going to start out by having a look at Padme's skyscraper penthouse slash everything. So let's go have a look at it. Essentially it is a very big lot. Padme essentially lives on a very nice skyscraper, but down below you actually have like a whole cityscape like in there, which we'll explore in a moment. But let's start out with Padme's thing. So Padme's thing is essentially this is like the foyer. So you come in here and it's all very public, it's all very corporate and everything, and it's all very nice and neat and very much for the rich folk, for the Coruscant nightlife. And then this area here, you've got a very fancy cafe. So I wanted a cafe here. There's a little bathroom in there, a little bit of an area here. And this is just, you know, the first floor of this. But if you go upstairs, you can actually access Padme's penthouse. So we'll just go wee. And this is the start of Padme's penthouse. So through this one, this should be a room that we can all recognize. This is, you know, it's introduced, I think, in the Clone Wars. And it's so George Lucas, isn't it? This is Padme, by the way. And I've got R2, R2s everywhere. And it's essentially a whole lot of fun. If we go over this way, she does have a kitchen. And then through this way, she does have a dining room, which I thought was really cute. Wanting to stick with her like architecture kind of design choices. And then obviously she has her purple bedroom in here, and of course she wouldn't be Padme without a killer closet. And then obviously we've got her bathroom over here, which is a ton of fun, very chic, very lots of clean lines and elegant and everything. And then if we actually go upstairs some more, we have the other part of her penthouse. Oh my god, there's so much. The camera's not forgiving, but so it's essentially, I'm just gonna do this. It's essentially her big, massive, kind of area where Obi-Wan tells her that Anakin's turned to the dark side. And she's like, no, no. So essentially that's that. And it's all kinds of fancy and everything. And she also does have an outdoor like ship and everything ready to go. Of course she does. And Padme herself is a ton of fun. Let's go say hello. Whoa, calm down. So this is Padme. Let's first do that so she's okay. So this is Padme. She's great. She is obviously married to Anakin Skywalker. She's skeptical and idealist, proper, romantic, and domestic. Massive family tree, by the way. She's married to Anakin Skywalker, divorced from Darth Vader. She has kids. She has a grandson, even though she is very young, kind of thing. She is, you know, she's got a little blaster for herself. She's got some good relationships. She's very skilled on the charisma and a couple other things. And she's also a non-for-profit director from the politician career, so a charity organizer, which I thought was really, really fun. Not affiliated with any clubs. And then apart from that, she has got a very extensive wardrobe, by the way. So it's a whole bunch of fun. I really wanted to recreate a lot of her looks from the movies because I was obsessed with her wardrobe growing up. I know. I loved her wardrobe. Anywho, moving on. Let's go meet Anakin. Anakin does live in this lot just because I wanted him to, because, you know, the Jedi Temple was getting a bit crowded and everything. Anakin, can you stop lurking in the shadows like a weirdo and come out so I can see you properly? Can you just, yeah, this'll do. Yeah, can you just come here, please? Thank you. Whoa, okay. So here is Anakin Skywalker. God, this dumpster fire of a human being. So he's got his little scar and he's got his everything and he's so super handsome and he's just majestic. I understand what you're going for, Padme. I truly do. But the man is just not on top of his emotions. In terms of Anakin's emotions, he's gregarious, he's self-absorbed, but he's adventurous and a perfectionist. He's a prepared voyager and he's a bit hot-headed, if I may do say so. He does have a spouse. Technically, he has a niece and nephew slash stepchildren in Luke and Leia, which is a bit weird to think about, but you know what, whatever. And in terms of his social groups, oh, that burns, doesn't it, actually? I'm pretty sure there's a Jedi club that's, I think, the Jedi Council or something, and he's not on it. That's funny. Oh man. And you know, he's got his whole thing going on and everything, and he's got his relationships. He does not care for Darth Vader, by the way. It's fun. And then, you know, he's got his skills and everything. He is a Jedi of the Jedi Order, and he's just ready to go. And he's just a fun character. And we love him and we hate him and we love him and we hate him. That kind of thing. Who died? Did someone die? Oh my god! That random bounty hunter just died! Okay. Alright. Jeez, that sun is lethal. I know, I'm Australian, I would know. Okay, Cedric, look away. It's alright. Who are you? Oh my god, that's Nicholas Knott. Okay, just let's move on. We don't really need to meet the rest of the people that live in this this family because they're basically just random people, which I thought was really, really cool. But in terms of the rest of Padme's lot, let me get it all. So essentially, it's the nice part, and then you've got the lower depth part. So you've got like this whole street level. Hang on, let me do this. You've got like this whole street level down here, which encapsulates into the basement, and it's really, really fun, and you can like go in and check it out, and it's all sort of steampunky and very, you know, just city nightlife kind of thing. And in terms of what the buildings actually offer, I wanted very grungy, very destitute, living on the brink kind of apartments. So they all basically look the same, but it's just like a bunch of places where people live. This is someone's, I don't know, I like to imagine this is a pawn shop, and it does exit out onto the busy street. And then downstairs from this we have just the tiniest little bar down here. This is a little alleyway where someone homeless can live under this stairwell, very Harry Potter-esque. And then it's just like a shop entryway. There is a nightclub over this way, which I thought was really fun. So this is a little bit of a grungier nightclub, and then upstairs you can actually, you know, oh, where am I? Here we go. You can actually, you know, see down into it, and then there's like an outdoor bar area, so you can be on the street and also drink at this nightclub, which I thought was really cool. And then over this way, it's basically just, you know, an apartment, and then downstairs is actually, you know, a little mechanic shop, which is so fun. I really love that mechanic shop. And then over this way, it's just apartment. And then another apartment, because everyone needs a place to live. And then a little droid shop over here. We can't have too many droids, honest to God. Essentially, that is Padme's skyscraper. And isn't it a ton of fun, honestly? It's really cute. And it took me a really long time. God, I was ambitious on this one. Anywho, I think we're going to go and have a visit at Dex's Diner next, which is over this way. Let's go and have a chat. Alrighty, Dex's Diner. Check this out. So, essentially what I wanted was a rooftop diner that you could like pull up to on your speeder, and then essentially just go and have a really nice, as great as that music is, I can't have it in the background of my video. So essentially you get off your speeder, you come up here, and you go and you have a really nice, cool experience at the diner. I love that there's like a droid behind the counter as well. I think that's really cool. And there's not much to Dex's Diner, I will admit. Like there's a nice TV screen, and there's like some fluoro action. And then over here you've obviously got the inside of it, and it's cozy. It's a nice little time. But this is essentially it is an actual restaurant, by the way, and there's like aliens. Who are you? I don't even know. Oh my god. Oh, it's Mrs. Cole from Harry Potter. That's so super cute. Who are you, by the way? I have no idea who you are. Oh my god, did they just get you from the gallery? Oh, that's cute. Anywho, this is Dex's Diner, and it's an actual restaurant. You can come, and if you want to own it, go and own it, man. And it's got like a little bathroom back here, which is super cute. And it's tucked away, and it's the tiniest little thing. And I think it's just a great little addition to our Coruscant build. Next, we're going to move on, and we are going to go and check out the nightlife club of the nightclub. Everybody, welcome to the nightclub of Coruscant. I wanted to encapsulate a really, I don't know, I feel like I'd gone grungy up until this point, but I hadn't really gone that steampunk kind of nightclub that I really wanted to showcase. Think you want to buy some death sticks kind of vibes. So what we're going to do is I wanted to, again, really leaning on the transportation aspect of Coruscant. So I've got an underground subway station here, and then I've also got like a little bubble blowing public installation kind of bar thing going on over here. And then of course you've got all the speeders in the night sky and everything, and this build looks absolutely lovely when it is proper daytime. Let's even speed it up a little bit and see if we can get on that nightlife aspect of it. But essentially Emperor Palpatine actually lives here. That was a weird segue, I know, but I needed a place for Emperor Palpatine to actually live, so he does live in the penthouse of this building. But let's go say hello and see what we can see in terms of this build. So it is a really cool build. Let's jump in there. Yep, it's a bunch of fun. Whoa, it is packed in here though. Oh god, Anakin, get out of my way. So, holy man, that is loud. So it's, as you can see, it's a really cool nightclub, and you've essentially got like, you know, a nightclub area. You've obviously got your little robot and your dance floor, and I love this bar area because it's got like all the computer screens and the hovering kind of everything, and you've got like the robots behind the bar. It's just a whole bunch of fun, and it's really cool, and I love it so much. And the people who actually live here are Emperor Palpatine, but also a bunch of other aliens, but also these guys here, which will look familiar. It's these three guys who like play the musical instruments and everything. They are also here, and they live in this building, and I like to imagine they're the band for the nightclub, and they come and they play at night and everything, which I think is so cute. And then moving on, if we move on up, we can actually go in and explore the rest of the building. So if you move up, it actually moves into a very grungy kind of sort of just apartments kind of thing. So it's all green, and it's awful, and it's all packed in here, and you're in here like sardines, and it's very Star Wars, and the lighting is atrocious and everything. There's like a bathroom, and it's very city life, which I absolutely love. It's like graffiti everywhere, and it's also cool and everything. If you also go over this way, there's another little arcade. Holy crap. So it's a very overwhelming, but there's like an arcade in here, which I love. And there's like, you know, you've got like the playmat and everything. You've got like a little prize counter, which is so cute. Check this out. Isn't it so sweet? And then over this way, you've also got a little bubble area for you. It's like, I feel like this is like the smoking area. So you've got that. And then making our way up, you've got another bar, because we love a bar, but this one's like the quintessential grungy bar. So as you can see, you've got some foosball, you've got robots, you've got very much the Star Wars-esque typical dive kind of thing, and it's all very cramped and then metal and everything. Super cool. And then as we make our way up just one more level, I believe, we come to Emperor Palpatine's penthouse, which I think is really fun. Let me find the door though. Here we go. So you enter over here, and then you can tell immediately he is a man of class, and oh god, that music is just everywhere, isn't it? He's a man of class. So yes, he lives in a penthouse. It had to be the way it was. So it's essentially very Padme-esque, but dark side, secret dark side kind of thing. He's got his lounge room, he's got his dining room. Can we tell he's a Sith Lord? And then he's got, you know, his little kitchen. Moving through this way, he's got like a bedroom over here. He's got a very cool, neat, modern bathroom and a little walk-in closet over here. And it's the coolest thing ever. And I love the nightclub. It's so cool. And then, of course, you've got down here, you've got the subway system, which is just like a little underground area. And it's got like, you know, the subway, which is so cool. Yay. So yeah, that is the nightclub area. It looks so amazing at night, and this is our opportunity to actually view Coruscant in its nightlife. So ta-da! Doesn't it look fantastic? Like everything lights up. I spent so long like putting on lights on all the exteriors of all the buildings, so it was intense. But yeah, and you've got like ships for days, and you know the Millennium Falcon's making a trip in, and it's also cool. But I think next we need to go and explore the depths of the Senate building, which is another cool one. You know what I absolutely love? It's the Dursleys. Sorry, I'm such a Harry Potter nut. But it's like they're here on their vacation. Look at them in their little vacation get-ups. It's Petunia, and then it's Vernon, and then it's Anakin. He's like, oh no. Oh my god, that's so fun. Anywho, this is the Senate. If you couldn't tell. So it's big statue, big building kind of thing. It is classified as a cafe, so it's a really fun public place to come and get a coffee and a, you know, a little snack and everything. And if you actually go inside it, it's really tall and intimidating. Think very corporate. And we'll just come on in and we'll go have a gander. And this is it during the night, which is okay. I mean, it looks absolutely lovely during the day, but, you know, we do what we can. It's basically like it's closed. But little cafe area, you know, and then it's got, you know, little tables and chairs and everything. Big room. Yeah. And, you know, big art installation and everything. And then you've got, you know, your little stairs down into actually what is the Senate area. But before we go up there, I just want to show you one thing. Up here, we also have another one of these ship bay things, which I thought is really fun. Let me find it. Here it is. So another little ship bay that's really cool, and it's just floating there and everything. It just adds to the whole ambience of the whole place, and it's so cool, and I love a nightlife. Now moving on into the actual Senate itself, this it didn't turn out the way I wanted it to turn out, but that's just because The Sims is being The Sims. So let's go have a gander. So as you can see, I've got what is essentially the Senate, but as you can already tell, it only really shows one layer with furniture, and then if I scroll down, it's like that shows that layer with furniture, and then I can show this layer with furniture, and then I can show this. It unfortunately doesn't like go all the way down kind of thing, but you essentially you get what I was going for, really. It's that tall bit with all the little pockets for all the little things, and it's got like fancy seating, and it's all very officious. And then you've also got, you know, the main platform area where Palpatine, the Chancellor, sits and dictates and pulls his chicanery and everything, and it's all very dramatic and all that kind of stuff. And we love to see it. We love to see it. But essentially, that is really it for the Senate, and it's a kind of one and done kind of building, but it does add to it. I'm very glad I was able to fit it in, and we actually need to go and meet the senator. Where is he? Hang on, let me track him down. One sec. We haven't met him, but he does actually live at the nightclub, so I'll track him down and we'll say hello. Alrighty, so here is Chancellor Palpatine. Oh my god, he is such a snob. So I wanted to base him very much off of Ian McDermott a little bit, because I think he's got such an interesting face. So he's got the face going on. He is a piece of work, honestly. He's the enforcer of the order. He is a small business owner. He's the owner of the Coruscant Neon nightclub. He's also a national leader in the politics career. The scum. In terms, he's very skilled. He's people do not like him. He's got like his little inventory and everything. In terms of his personality's intense, man. He's shady, he's got supreme authority, he's a mastermind, he's dastardly, he's got the knowledge, and he's evil, and he's a perfectionist. So happy days, really. He is a whole thing. He's also got, you know, he's also the leader of the Sith, which is really fun. Another thing that's fun about him is I wanted him to have his Chancellor persona, and I wanted him to have his Emperor Palpatine persona, so I made him a vampire. And he is, you know, he's just himself. So this is he, and he's, you know, he's evil looking, and he's got the yellow eyes and the claws and everything, and this is he. So he's so much fun. Now, to the last things. in terms of the Sith and everything, oh my god. His family tree, we have to address it. Emperor Palpatine has a son named Havan, and he's Havan or something is married to Rin Palpatine, and they are both deceased by electrocution, which I thought was really cute because the Sith have lightning powers, so read into that what you will. And then they have a daughter called Rey, so Rey is technically the granddaughter of a Palpatine, so Bob's your uncle kind of thing. I had to add it in. I'm sorry, I had to. It's just, you know, it's one of those things. I can't deviate too much from canon, but do what you want with it. Play into it. Make it your own. We don't have to stick with the hate. We can make it something good. Okay, moving on. Let's go visit the Jedi. Son of a bitch. I was doing a cool transition. Send hello and get out of here. Okay. Alright, hi everybody. This is the Jedi Temple. Oh my god, I was gonna wait for it to be a little bit brighter, but I suppose we'll just jump in, shall we? Alrighty then. So this is the Jedi Temple. I wanted it to be just a little bit more ornate than the rest of Coruscant, so this is the Jedi Temple, and it's a whole lot of nothing. It's very ostentatious. There you go. Essentially you can come up. I really wanted like a really grand entrance, so you've got like these massive steps, and as you go up you can actually go all the way up, and they've got like a nice little gardens and everything. You can like come out here and work out and, you know, do your thing and sit out and contemplate and that kind of thing. It's got these really big statues, which I felt was really appropriate. I struggled with this one because I'm just like, how do I encapsulate the ego of the Jedi? So I did this. This top room is probably the most exciting because I really, really like it. It's the, oh my god, it's Yoda! Oh, it's Baby Yoda technically. But this is like the Jedi Council room, which I really love. And it's got like little Yoda in it, which is so cute. And another thing I really love is like when Anakin's like doing his little broody thing where if he's like, am I gonna execute Order 66 or am I gonna be good? He can come up here and brood, and he like looks off into the distance and there's Padme's skyscraper and she's looking back at him pregnant and tearful like, no Anakin, don't be a dipshit. That kind of thing. So yeah, that's kind of what's going on here. This is the thought process behind that. I get it. Stop. Oh my god, I don't care about the younglings. Kill them. Oh my god. Anywho, let's meet our cast of characters. So we have a few people living here. There's younglings and there's masters when it comes to the Jedi Temple. So you've got younglings and Padawans and this kind of thing. And then you've got the masters as well. So you've got Master Qui-Gon Jinn, which is this gentleman here. Come out. We'll meet you. We like you. So this is he, and isn't he handsome? He's with his long hair. He's in his Tatooine garb at the moment, so feeling very proud of himself and fed up with everybody. So he's absolutely fantastic. Now Qui-Gon is a part of the Jedi Council, and Anakin is not in it. Oh, that's so funny. And here, there's Master Mace Windu, there's Master Qui-Gon, there's Master Drew, there's Master Alvaro, there's Obi-Wan, and there's Master Yoda, of course. So, of course. And they like to do yoga and meditate. Oh, that's fun. In terms of Qui-Gon Jinn, he's self-assured, prepared voyager, perfectionist and an idealist and everything, and he's really fun. He's got some skills, and he's got a Jedi Master kind of thing, and he's getting up there with all the things. He's very handsome, and I do like him, and typically I do have him over with the Tatooine gang, but for now he's just hanging out here and everything. Another cool person that we want to say hello to from the main cast is Mace Windu. Where are you? Not you. We're off. God, there you are. Hello. So this is Mace Windu. Amazing character. Love him. He's very sassy. He's very on top of it. I don't know if he's meant to be a good guy or not. To this day, could not tell you. He is also on the Jedi Council. He is paranoid, self-assured, idealist. He's got a heroic presence though, but he's got afraid of the dark. I didn't do that. That's just something the sim has picked up. And then, you know, he's got his whole inventory and everything, and he's got, you know, he's a Jedi master and that kind of thing. But he hangs out and he, you know, he makes sure everything goes well. And then the rest of the cast here is just basically world building at its finest. Let's go and check out the Jedi Temple. Now, I know I said it's a whole lot of nothing, but that's just because I was really going for the grand aspect of this building. So if you actually go in the front door and you go in and you take a gander, I really wanted to encapsulate the grandness of the Jedi Temple. So as you can see, it's got a whole lot going on. It's mostly hallways, but it's grand hallways and it's so fun. And it took me a while to find the right kind of theme between ornate but also futuristic. And you've got, you know, this massive walkway and you can go downstairs. Downstairs is the main area. But if you go through like these doors here, you have like little classrooms and meditation pods and everything. And it's so cute. And you can hold like yoga studio things in here and everything. This is just basically the place where people go to find inner peace. And then if we go downstairs some more, we have the grand archive. So you've got some computers where you can actually upload your knowledge and everything. And then you've got, you know, the archive itself with like their little holograms and everything. And it's super cool. And then, you know, more grand hallways upon more grand hallways. It's meant to be very egotistical. And then if you actually go downstairs to the basement level, you actually have the living quarters. And the living quarters are just basically all the same, I'm not going to lie. So I'll give you the tour of one of them and then we'll just call it. But it's essentially a very nice little unit. I wanted to lean into the aspect that the Jedi try to live frugally. So they do have a little bit of a roommate system. So this is their little apartment. And this is, you know, their TV and their little kitchenette area, which, you know, is really cute. And then you've just got, you know, basically like, what does a Jedi's apartment actually look like? So very self-contained, very minimalistic, you know, you're very dedicated to your ways and everything. And then, of course, that patented open floor plan bathroom that just does not hide anything. You're meant to feel shame and you're meant to revel in it. So that, no, leave me alone. So that's it for the Jedi Temple. It's cool, honestly, but as I said, it's got some stuff in it, but for such a large build, it's mostly just for vibes, which is alright at the end of the day. It serves its purpose, but it does sort of like stick out like a sore thumb, and I love that they have this massive, very intimidating wall to cut them off from the rest of the rabble. So yeah, bloody bastards. And that's it for Coruscant. So that is our Coruscant build, and it's so fun, everybody. Isn't it just like so fun? And I spent a lot of time doing it, and it was just so fun to make a city from scratch. Anywho, in terms of doing something from scratch, we have one more build to visit, and I specifically left it for the end because it was, honest to God, one of the most challenging things I've ever done, but I put my heart and soul into the Death Star. It's a Death Star. Sorry. Oh my god, look at this thing. Isn't it magical? I wanted to get it at night because it truly, like, it lights up and everything. So I think it's meant to be in space. So you know what? We do what we can. Now, for all those wondering, let's zoom out a little bit. It is in a neighborhood all on its own. So it's only got like this little thing here, and it's just by itself, but it's got ships surrounding it and everything. If you are wondering, yes, she does float. So I don't know if you can really see all that well, but if you look down here, it's all just like, technically she does float. She floats like about, you know, a foot off the ground or something, a couple of meters off the ground. So we do like that about her. I couldn't raise her up a bit higher because that would destroy a lot of stuff, but she does float. So I think that's the main thing. And she is so beautiful, and she's very detailed too. Like, look at the outside of her. I spent a lot of time just trying to make her mesh and just sort of, you know, make her round as well. God help me, don't ever make a sphere in The Sims 4. Don't do it to yourself. Be better. Anywho, let's go on the tour. Essentially what you do is you want to start off in the shipping bay. So let's get in there and see what we can see. So zoom out a little bit. So you want to enter into this bit here, which is basically like a nice big force field and everything. And then you're basically into the ship bay. And it's a whole bunch of fun. So I'll zoom out quite a bit. But essentially, ta-da! It should look a little bit familiar to you. It's got, you know, it's got the big ship. It's got the you know, the stormtroopers, and it's got like, look at them! Look at them! I bet they're secretly in love. And then you've got, you know, your big ship and everything, and you've got, you know, whatever useless kind of things the holes in the floor are and everything, and you can actually get in that ship and go and explore and everything. And I like to think that these are TIE fighters, and I've made like little TIE fighters like mounted on the tracks and everything, which I think is so cool. Moving on, I'm going to try and be quick because this place is very intense. So it's a lot of hallway. It's a lot of hallway. But we'll essentially start where we can start and move our way down. So I think let's start. I'm not sure where anything is actually. Okay, so this is our lab. This is where, you know, Darth Vader comes and he gets, you know, patched up and everything. And, you know, this is, you know, where they back to tank and whatnot. And, you know, this looks a little bit like the room where Padme gave birth, but that's obviously not what it is. But, you know, you get the idea of it. And you come through here and you've got like a little subfloor corridor, and you've got, you know, the little kitchen, and it's all meant to be very communal and everything. And if you go down this way as well, you can actually see that I've got a cafeteria here. So I really wanted community vibes. I wanted a place where all the stormtroopers could live and everything. Lots of propaganda, lots of white and everything. It's meant to feel sterile, which is essentially the idea. So what we're going to do is, I don't think there's anything behind these doors here. No, that's fine. So let's work our way down, and we'll just go floor by floor. Here we go. Oh, it's going to start doing this. We better go this view. Okay. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Okay. So, going floor by floor, we've got hallway, and then if we move into this room here, this is our cloning room. This is our cloning room. So essentially they'd line up, and I've actually got like a cloning machine just there, which I thought was a little bit tongue-in-cheek because stormtroopers, and you know, they, you know, make their IDs and everything in here, and it's super fun and a bit clerical and scary and everything, which I thought was cute. And then moving on down, I think in this area we have a little bit of a are you okay? Are you okay? He's fine. He's fine. We're gonna come back to him. Okay, we have a little bit of a communal bathroom, which is cute. And then I feel like this is the detention area. Yes. So this, oh my god. So Hux is on Facebook. This is the detention area, and this is, you know, the hallway where Leia and Han and Luke, you know, they try and shoot their way out, and Han's on the phone out here and everything. And if you actually go down this hallway, you have like little cells, and they're basically just like not fun. There's a little bathroom in here and everything, and it's just not fun at all. And it's like, oh, this is miserable. And you know, it's meant to be a ton of fun. And there's more cells down here and everything. And I love this room. And you've got like the little bulb things above the doors, which is like, how is that so Star Wars? And then for whatever reason, Boba Fett is here, and then Hux is here as well. Oh my god, bless his heart. And then I think we can go down a little bit more. And okay, so this is the Stormtroopers barracks, which is super cool. Very sterile, very white, no individuality whatsoever. Shut up and do what you're told. And sorry, I'm just trying to find my way around. It's been a hot minute since I was here. And then in this room, More barracks. That's what it is. More barracks. Okay. That's cool. And then... God. I think this area here... Oh, yes, it's you know what this room is. This is where they keep some kind of Meg Griffin monster, and they're in here and they're, going for it and stuff. And they come down the garbage chute. I feel like this was very appropriate because it's underneath the detention area. So you go from the cells up top to the cells down here. It's very cool. And for whatever reason, I put like recycling machines in here, which I thought was a bit cute. All right. And also, I have to show you something. Oh, no. You know what? I'm going to come back to this. That's a little bit special. Okay, so moving back on up, let's start going through the rest of the Death Star. So we're back here. Oh my God, is that what that looks like? Since when is that there? Oh my God. Was that there when we came in? Jesus Christ. Okay, fine. It was there when we came in. Jesus. Okay, we're gonna move up a level. Look, it's a little office area. That's super cute. More hallway. But through this door here, this is essentially the room where Luke and Han and C-3PO and R2-D2 get like trapped. Old Ben has gone off to deal with the shield generator, and they're just sort of kicking it back going, hey, she's really rich. She's pretty. You sure you don't want to come save her? And I like to think that that's the closet that C-3PO and R2-D2 go and hide in to get away from the stormtroopers. The stormtroopers wax his forehead on the way in. Anywho, moving on. Oh, a bathroom. I didn't know I put a bathroom here. Super cute. Good on me. So going back, I like to think that this is also like their communication bay or like some kind of science thing and everything, which I think is super cute. And then what's through here? Nothing. That's all right. Moving on down, we have hallway. Again, just to give you a frame of reference, this is the shipping bay, this is the office. And then moving on down. I believe that... Look at me, I'm actually lost. This is the meeting room where it's like, they're having their meeting about the rebels and everything, and they're like, oh, why can't we catch them? And Vader starts choking a bitch. So that's this room. Oh my God. Okay, moving our way up. Oh my God, look at me, lost in my own build. Okay, this? Yes, this. Okay, so this is Darth Vader's office. As you can see, he's got like some kind of thing up on the ceiling, and it kind of kind of gets him on the noggin. And then of course back here, this is his chambers, and the man is like punishing himself. Let's be real. Open plan bathroom, an open plan shower, and this is a little sleeping pod. Of course, he's like a burnt piece of toast, so he does need a little bit of a sleeping pod. So that's Darth Vader's private quarters. And then, you know what? Somewhere along the way, where are we? Oh, okay, yeah. So, and over here we have... This is basically like Upper Command's apartments. So this is basically where Kylo Ren or Hux would live, and they've basically got a cool little bathroom and everything. And they've got like a little meditation studio and everything. And it's oh, there he is. Hello. Sorry, I've got to stop doing that every time I see him. Oh man. So yeah, that's that. And then... We've got, okay, so if you go up these stairs here and you go through these doors here, you have these little office space areas, but it's really cool because you come in that door and you come and you sit down, but also, ta-da! It's the lower parts for this control unit area. So this is the main deck. So this is where we go, shields to fire and blow up Alderaan and blah 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 blah. So you've got it's a whole bunch of bullshit. It's a whole bunch of electronics and everything. So I think that's really fun. And then I'm just gonna quickly duck downstairs one quick thing, because there was something I did miss. It's this one here. So this, hang on. It's down here. It's down here. This should be empty. No, this one. Okay, so this room is, okay, so I'm combining what's in Cloud City and, I'm basically doing the cryo chamber where Han gets like frozen and he's like, I love you, and I'm like, I know. And it's like a button and everything. So I decided to put this on the Death Star. I still wanted to recreate it. So you've got like the cryo tab thing, and it goes down into this thing, and it's all very smoky in here and everything, and it's all sort of fire, heart, and this is where Luke and Vader have their little sword fight and everything, and this is the window Luke gets thrown out of to come to this room here, and this is where they're on the platform, and Darth Vader and Luke are doing their thing, and the arm goes wee, and he goes, I'm your father, and Luke goes wee. So this room here is actually really bloody tall. So it goes down and down and down and down and down. So Luke just basically ditches and he goes all the way to the bottom. And what I love about this room, let me get in here because I know we're going to go into the basement level. Here we go. What I love about this room is you get to the very bottom, you've got like the sucky, the things he goes into, and you've got like a little opening just here, and what's really cool about this opening is if you go through it, you hang on, where am I? Here we go. So if you go through it, you actually ditch at the bottom of the Death Star into like a little thing, and Luke has to like grab onto this thing, and he's like, Leia, for the love of God, I just lost an arm and I've been emotionally devastated, please come get me. So that's the bottom of the Death Star. So I really did combine like locations there. I do apologize, but yeah, so that's at the very bottom, and then up at the very top, let's get up there. All right, this is the last thing, and it should look familiar. So I needed somewhere very tall for like Darth Vader to like toss Palpatine at the very end of the franchise. So as you can see, here's the throne room. It is across the hall from this main control room here. So it's just this and this at the very top level. And this is the node that it should look familiar. It's all very sinister. It's all very blue and everything, and Palpatine's gonna be in his big swivel chair, and Luke's gonna look out the window, and then they're gonna sword fight, and it's gonna be all very dramatic and everything, and he's like, Father, please, and Darth Vader's like, ah, and Palpatine's like, ah. Oh man alive, it's a whole bunch of fun, isn't it? But we love. So that is the Death Star. Oh man. So if you're a little bit lost, let me give you just a basic view. So a little bit of a bird's eye. So you've got this level and it keeps going down and everything, and I don't think I missed anything. And then it just keeps going down and down and down and down until the bottom. So yeah, that is the Death Star. Oh my god. And we're not done either. We need to go say hello to everybody. So we have stormtroopers in this one. They're just your basic stormtroopers, and we've got like oh, that is not what you're meant to be wearing. Can you put your uniform on? I know it's your private hours, but can you please stick to the uniform? Thank you. So you've got that, and you've also got... What the hell do you think you're playing at? Wearing that? You are a stormtrooper. Why are you wearing that? Since when are you wearing that? Yeah, okay, that's better. Oh my god. Anywho, those are our basic background characters, and they're just basically staff. So let's start with Hux. So Hux, very unpleasant individual. Can you come out into the light a little bit, because it's very cramped in here and I can't actually see you, darling, and you have such a lovely face. So let's get you out here. Hux, you coming? There you go. Here he is. I believe his name is Armitage Hux. Bless. Okay. So, Hux is not part of any group. He absolutely wishes he was part of a group, but he's an overachiever, he's ambitious, he's shady, and a prepared voyager. He doesn't have any family tree to speak of, but he's got, his basic little equipment, and he's got some bad relationships. He fucking hates Kylo Ren, by the way. I have read that fan fiction. He's got some skills, and he's got, what is he? He's a double agent. I'm hilarious. So he's in the secret agent career, and he's obviously a villain or something, but he's a double agent. That's hilarious. Oh man, and this is he. He's also got, I love him because he's got like one with the hat and one without the hat. Let's see the hat. Show me the hat. You sweetie pie. He's got the hat. Oh man, okay. Kylo Ren next. Hello. Okay. I need a hallway. Here. Come on down. Okay, so this is he. We really tried hard to really replicate Adam Driver somewhat. So he's got the freckles and he's got the scar and everything. Hang on. Just for scientific purposes, I want to know if I extended the scar down his torso. Just for scientific purposes. I did! I did! Because I'm a freak. Thank you, you big Dorito-shaped god. You can put your shirt back on. Oh, man. Thank you. So he's got his outfit and everything. In terms of Kylo, he's the leader of the Knights of Ren. He's a perfectionist and a loner and an overachiever. He's a bit hot-headed, and he's a prepared voyager, but he's also rebelled against authority, which is a sweetie patootie. No one has lightsabers. Did I forget to give everyone lightsabers? Anywho, he hates Armitage. He has a complicated relationship with his uncle and his dad, and he's sort of okay about his mum. He feels real good about, his dumb grandfather. Oh, that's so funny. He's got some skills, he's good with the fitness and everything. He's an apprentice to the Sith. And he's a cutie patootie, and we love him and his little plump little lips and everything. God, I have read so much Raylo in my life. So yeah, if I ever do make a Let's Play of the Star Wars, you can bet your ass these two are getting together. Alright, let's meet the Darth Vader man himself. Oh, can you get out of the bathroom? Seriously. Okay, here we go. Alright, so he's really given the game away without wearing his helmet. He does have a helmet option. Hold on. He's in dire straits. Give me a sec. There we go. A little bit hungry. There you go. Hello! Hello, sweetie. So, he does have a, Okay, so first off, he does have a few outfits. I've given you choices in terms of what you want to do with him. He's mainly meant to be in his Darth Vader outfit, but you can have him be without. And yes, the scarring does continue all over his body. I went through and I scarred up this guy, and you can also see like it's little burn marks and everything. I tried my best with the tattoos to make him look like a dumpster fire, and this is actually Anakin, by the way. This is handsome Anakin, aged up and scarred, so it really does look like him. So that's a little bit of fun. And then in terms of everything else about him, he's part of the Sith. He is hot-headed, he's mean, he's gregarious, he's the supreme authority, he's the loner, but he's also a perfectionist. Family tree in the dumpster, I swear to God, but it is what it is. So that's really fun, his grandson and everything, and oh, we love to see it. He's got an inventory. Why doesn't anyone have lightsabers? What was I doing? He does not even Padme does not exist to this man, by the way. If there was an option for me to know someone and make them really sad about it, I love that, but there's only like and dislike, so it is what it is. But he does not have great relationships with either of his kids. Bloody hates Anakin Skywalker. Like, he's like, God, what a drop kick that guy was. And then he's got his best relationship is honest to God with Kylo. I'm not sure why that no one has a relationship with Emperor Palpatine. I feel like that was a thing at one point, but the game has decided to get rid of it. I do apologize. But he's got all kinds of... He's good at robotics. Oh man. And then, you know, he's an apprentice to the Sith. Blah, 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 blah. But that's our boy. We love you. Please come back to us. And that is the Death Star. And it's really, all that's really left is just closing remarks, everybody. I would like to thank absolutely everyone who made it to this point in the video. You are a champion. Thank you so much for coming with me and seeing me give a tour of my Star Wars save file. It was months and months and months, probably a year in the making, and I love it so much. And I am so excited to move on to other fandoms at the moment. I think at the time of recording this video, I have just polished off a Naruto world, so that's in the making. It will be coming out essentially immediately, so I've already put out the first build, so go and have a look at that. But essentially that's all done now, and I will be moving on to other stuff, and I'm so excited. But if you really liked this video, or if you liked what I do, if you're interested in seeing fandoms come to life through my fandom save file, the save file is available. It's completely free. I don't require you to pay for anything. You just need most of the packs, honestly. And you can find that in the link in the description. I do have a website. You can go and explore the website. And I'm so happy and grateful that you came on this journey with me. Thank you so much. If I could be a little bit ambitious, I would love it if you could please like this video and subscribe. The amount of time, effort, and love that goes into this project is immense, and it always makes me so happy to see everyone's comments and likes and everything. And if you love Star Wars like I've loved Star Wars, I hope you get some joy out of this project, and I hope to see you in many projects to come. But thank you so much for everybody, and may the Force be with you. Bye bye.